I'm sorry about that. My internet went out. Oh my god. I was having a little trouble there with the internet. God, I don't know what happened there. My internet just went with the computer and my tablet. That was blanket bullshit. Damn. I apologize for that. Now, where's my remote? Fuck, where's the remote? I just had the remote. Where the fuck? Where did it go? Where did it go? Cotton go. Where did it go? I have it. Oh, there it is. Seriously, make this a different color.
I have the firm opinion that a lot of people react differently.
I mean, it just. Again, I apologize for that. She's. Just. Oh my god. Oh, I hate this woman for lying about this. This one subject you don't fucking. You know. I'm sorry, no. I mean, they were both in a toxic relationship, yeah, but he seems to be like me in that, in my part of, you know, because I went through a lot, you know, with my family, with DV and stuff. And in my opinion, Johnny was not the aggressor. I mean, then she gets caught up in this makeup fiasco.
Arvist, you have made my life 10 times easier.
I mean, the makeup company is saying there is no way our makeup could do what you're claiming. Here's Simmons Shogun gonna say it. Hold on.
To me, that Amber Turd just may have gotten herself stuck in some deep doo-doo. You know, up until this point in the Johnny Depp trial, it appears, at least to me, that Amber Turd's lawyers only have two defenses.
Yep.
Number one, they paint Johnny out to be this horrible addict. And when that doesn't work, they fall back on this magical makeup excuse to cover up all of Amber's lies.
Exactly.
You know, we've been hearing about this. What is it, Anika cream for a while? That doesn't exist.
Yeah, Anika cream does not exist, but Arnica cream does because, and I have coupons. So you guys can really see Where's that arnica cream does exist, not amica. And that's where they fucked up. Let's see here. First one. Arnica. What does it say? Say, people. It's a gel, and it's for pain relief, for back and shoulders, not for bruises. Okay? You know, read it. Arthritis, muscle, and joint pain? Question mark. Do you suffer from arthritis, muscle or joint pain, stiffness and swelling? Is an aching neck or back keeping you from daily activities? So it's like, this stuff is like icy hot. Okay? This one. And arnica plus eucalyptus and emo oil for muscle and joint pain. Then there's this one, which shows all the products that they do. They have here for leg and back pain. They got pain relief gel, pain relieving foot cream, relaxing leg cream. Let's see. The first one is for burning, tingling, stabbing, aching pain. Second one, muscle pain, arthritis, joint inflammation. Second one, tingling, burning, itching, soothing pain. Pain, discomfort, and unpleasant sensations. It says sciatica, arthritis, muscle, joint pain, burning foot pain, and restless legs. Does it say anything about bruising? No. And you can find it in Rite Aid, Walgreens, Amazon, CVS, and your local supercenter. To order it, you can call 1-800-360-2082 or www.magnilife.com. And that's www.magnilife.com. Pain relief guaranteed. And that's from a penny saver. Penny saver. I'm sorry. Where can I send these penny savers to Miss Shitface? Tell me if anyone knows, so I can send it to her. Say, this is the stuff that you're claiming. I know you're fucking lying there, bear. Oh, now I lost the freaking remote again. Fuck. There it is. I almost lose this damn thing.
Beginning of the trial, her lawyer held up this makeup palette and claimed that AH used this to cover up all of the scars and wounds and bruises that were left by Johnny Depp. Well, it just so turns out, I hate to break it to you, but that makeup didn't even exist in that time period either. And now the makeup brand is calling out Amber Heard. And literally, you cannot make this stuff up.
And she looks like there's going to be a lawsuit between the makeup company and
her. Is now involved in the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp drama. After Heard's team made a claim centered around Milani Cosmetics all-in-one correcting kit, the makeup brand has come to correct Amber Heard's timeline. In his opening statements, Heard's lawyer, J. Ben Rottenborn, appeared before the court with a Milani Cosmetics all-in-one correcting kit in hand and claimed the actress used the creamy concealer and color correcting kit to camouflage her bruises during her alleged, can't say these words, let's just say, toxic relationship with Johnny Depp. This is what she used, Rottenberg said, displaying the circular gold compact. She became very adept to it. You're going to hear the testimony from Turd about. Honestly, I would prefer to use this woman's real name, but I can't on YouTube.
Exactly.
You are going to hear the testimony from Turd about how she had to mix the different colors for the different days of the bruises, as well as
she's a cosmetologist now.
Coloring and how she would use to touch those up.
Sounds like she's a cosmetologist now.
Cover those up. It was almost.
Finding help for your mental health.
Oh, you hate fucking
It
ass.
is with
I used
Cerebral.
that premium, but
Whether
now
you're
I don't.
struggling
Getting more fudge. So
To cover those up. It was almost said like spoken word poetry. Everybody, snap your fingers.
yeah, no, really.
Now, you might remember that Depp actually filed for divorce in 2016. And that actually happened before Milani Cosmetics brand even launched this product. Now, Milani Cosmetics has responded to this claim with a TikTok. I'm sure some of you may have seen it, but for those of you who have not, let's check it out, and then I'll be back with some more thoughts. And boy, oh boy, do I have some.
There's something you can expect from me, and that's the unexpected. Because I'm an international super spy. Super spy!
There you have it, folks. Another freaking lie coming from Amber Turd. You know, I can't even sit here on this video and pretend to be surprised right now because I'm not.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, I think we have, what? How many more weeks do we have left of Amber Turd being exposed to go? Trust me, there's a lot more. There's a lot more out there. There's a lot of other lies that are going to be exposed. But you see now, AH is stuck. Make no mistake about it, people. She is stuck between a rock and a hard place here. Because they've already came out and claimed that this was the makeup palette that AH used. Now we know that that's a blatant lie. And now she's going to be stuck in the position where she's going to want to say something about this. She's going to try to clear the air, try to act like this is all a misunderstanding. But if she does that, then that basically is admitting that she's doing what she's not supposed to do, which is be on social media and be paying attention to things that are happening in the press about this case, which she's not supposed to be doing that. So if she walks this back, if her lawyers walk this back, then that's basically proof that they are looking into this case outside of the courtroom, that they are involved in looking at these news articles and they're on social media, what have you. And they're on social media, they're not supposed to be doing that. But you see, this is why this is going to be so instrumental here. Because at the same time, the jury's not supposed to be looking at this either. So this information coming out shouldn't affect how the jury feels about this case. But this case isn't really about the jury. And I can't hammer home that fact hard enough to people. Yes, we all want Johnny to win. Yeah, there's a lot of money involved, but money comes and goes to these people. Now, it's nothing to, it's nothing to sneeze at. It's a lot of money, and I'm sure it could help, Johnny, and I'm sure it would hurt AH to lose this much money. But this money comes and goes. They'll sign another movie deal here or there, and they'll get it right back somehow.
Exactly.
This trial is about public perception. This trial is about Johnny getting the truth about what happened out there. It's about Johnny finally having his voice. Yes, I think Johnny's confident that he could win this trial because he is on the side of the truth. But I don't think that he went in here necessarily for the sole reason of winning, which may sound weird to some. But I really don't think this lawsuit is about winning. I feel like this lawsuit is about Johnny being given this grand stage for the whole world to watch and for him to get the truth out there, for him to regain control of this narrative that has been spun about him for years and years. And on the other hand, AH is trying to defend her character here because AH knows that this looks bad on her. I feel like AH has way more to lose here than Johnny. At the end of the day, Johnny's had a long, successful career already.
Exactly.
Johnny doesn't have to work again a day in his life,
No.
although I would like him to, and I'm sure he would like to as well. But Johnny's already
made his millions,
solidified his legacy as one of the greatest.
Mm-hmm.
AH was still up and coming.
Exactly.
So AH has a lot more to lose here. So AH and her lawyers are going to want to address this makeup situation and to get on top of this makeup situation because it's making her look bad to the public. It might not be making her look bad in the courtroom because supposedly these people shouldn't know about any of this. But it's making her look bad to the public. And that's what this whole case is about. That's why the defense isn't really a defense at all. It's just, oh, how can we paint Johnny out to be the worst person that we can? It's not about providing evidence to say that any of Johnny's claims are true. It's literally about how can we paint out Johnny to be the most despicable person that we can. How can we put as much of his business out there on Front Street as we possibly can? How can we defame Johnny in any way possible during this trial? That's what this trial is about. It's about trying to drag Johnny through the mud. It's not about trying to prove that AH isn't guilty of any of this stuff because we all know she is. And they don't have a solid defense.
Nope.
And I don't even think they came in here looking for a solid defense because they know that their client is full of shit. And the only thing they can do here is try to make Johnny look worse. And that's all they're doing.
Exactly.
That's all they're doing here. So I do believe that AH is going to...
Oh my God, he said number 2.
Some folks have commented that maybe
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my God.
Stuck in this position to say something about this. And they went out there with that very particular makeup palette. I've purchased a good bit of makeup palettes in my life. Not for myself, of course. Not for myself. But I purchased a good bit of makeup palettes in my life. I know that a lot of women, not all, I don't want to generalize all women, but a lot of women are very particular about their makeup palettes and the shades that they use on their skin. Everybody's skin tone is a little bit different.
If you look at the color scheme, even on this makeup palette that they showed, and it looks like something you can fake a bruise with. If you think about it. Because there was like greens and browns and stuff in there. Come on. I need you for a second, big tablet. Then you can go back to resting. I mean, I'm looking at... There we go. Delete the first one. For some reason, because of the internet going through, it didn't go through. I'm going to re-show that video again on top of it. Let's see here. Makeup palette. Hard. You can buy it at Target. You really, for someone in, oh come on. I'm looking at the colors. It looks like there's a peach in there. There's a yellow, there's a green, and there's a brown in the makeup palette there. Isn't that sort of what colors you need for a bruise? To fake a bruise? It has to restart itself. Because I'm looking at the compact. I'm sorry, but it looks like the colors of how a bruise can be used or be made up from. I mean, in my opinion, and this Milani wasn't even around when the use was taking place, and when the divorce was happening, and when she got an advanced copy of a Target makeup that's being sold at Target. I mean, because this makeup gets sold at Target for about what, $20? I mean, seriously, I have to go through this all the time. We have to do it twice over. Let's see how much it is at Target. Target Millennium Makeup. Let's see here. My computer's loading. Let's see how much. $8.99 for one. We got the brown concealer. Let's see if we can even find the exact same one. Liquid. There's a brown one for $13. Another one for 15. 10. But I'm looking for the exact one that she had. Give me a second to just breeze through. We're on page 5. I mean, I can even fake a bruise with a video camera. You want to see? While I'm here. There's a picture right here. I used Snapchat to fake a bruise. A really bad bruise, too. If she was going to be beat up, she would have looked like this. Like she was saying she was being beaten up. I'll just use any filter. Come on, load. So I can bring up the picture. Square palettes. Square palette. No. Already on it, page 8. Let's see. Where is my picture? I mean, come on. I faked that, Bruce. She would have looked like that if Johnny punched her and did everything. And that was computer animated from Snapchat. I'm still looking up to see if I can find that color palette. I'm already on page 10. Nothing yet. On Target. Let's see. 12. Now I'm on 13. I have yet to see that compact. I'm on 16. 17. I'm on 18. 19. Now I'm on page 20. Nothing. From Target. Sephora. Yeah, block. I said block. I haven't seen one makeup. Amazon, let's see. Only 2 pages. Not one. They said it was the concealer, right? Only 2 pages on that. Not on Amazon. She's such a liar. And then on top of it, I do Popcorn Planet, I do all kinds. But then there's Booze versus, or Booze, Boze versus the World. And she does this.
And Amber Heard's very public divorce led to Johnny Depp getting fired from the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise.
This
but
is
according to leaked
information
audio
overload.
of a fight between Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, Johnny might have been the real victim. Welcome back to Inform Overload. We tell you about trending topics. I'm Charlotte Dobre. Subscribe for a different take on the news and follow the IO team on social media. All right, so I know we've had some pretty serious discussions on this channel in the last few days, and we're about to have another one. This discussion is
I know
about
where
Me Too
Johnny
fraud.
comes
As
from.
someone who is a
I'm
supporter of Me Too
on.
and as someone who is a real victim,
Freaking.
hearing about this kind of fraud makes me angry. Like,
Exactly.
very angry.
Exactly.
Not only are you making it harder for people to believe survivors and victims,
Exactly.
you are
Exactly.
ruining people's lives in the process. Back in
Exactly.
2018, I, like many of you, were shocked to find out that Johnny Depp's then wife, Amber Heard, released an op-ed that detailed Johnny's abuse against her. She didn't name Johnny, but she said that she suffered at the hands of her ex-husband, which was like Johnny Depp. That's
Because before Johnny, she was
Amber
in
Heard
a
also filed a restraining order
relationship with a
against him
female.
after 15 months of marriage because she claimed
Which
that
she
she was the
was
victim
abusive.
of domestic abuse.
Okay.
The divorce document stated,
Abusive.
during the entirety of our relationship, Johnny has been verbally and physically abusive to me. I endured excessive emotional, verbal, and physical abuse from Johnny, which has included angry, hostile, humiliating, and threatening assaults to me whenever I questioned his authority or disagreed with him. So because so many of us had become accustomed to women exposing powerful men, we listened to Amber and we canceled Johnny Depp. I mean, who could
I
possibly
think we
fake
were too
domestic
quick
violence
to do
allegations?
that.
Get
Everyone
those
was too quick
bruises.
to do this.
I mean, to me, I don't really find it possible to do that, but I guess it's possible. Amber Heard might not have faked domestic violence allegations, but she also might have been violent toward Johnny as well, and she admitted it.
I don't know what the full motion of my actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you.
How are your toes?
No, what am I supposed to do? Do this?
How are your
I'm not
toes?
sitting here bitching about it, am I? You are.
Oh,
That's the difference
you
between me
poor
and
toes.
you. You're a baby.
Because you start
You
physical
are such
fights?
a baby.
Because
Grow
you-
up,
Because you start
Julie.
physical fights?
I did start a physical
Yeah,
fight.
you did. So how do you got
What you just heard is Amber admitting to hitting Johnny, not punching him. And the rest of the clip also features Amber admitting to throwing pots and pans at Johnny. Amber also calls Johnny a hypocrite, which means that he might have been physical in the past as well. But that's not all you can hear. Victims of domestic abuse will recognize this kind of language very well. Amber downplays her physical actions and calls Johnny a baby for not wanting to engage in a physical altercation, or for treating her physical altercation as less than hitting, or like that he didn't get hurt. It's still a physical altercation. You still hit somebody. Johnny Depp filed a $50 million defamation lawsuit against Amber Heard. The lawsuit claims that her allegations of abuse were false and they cost Johnny Depp many career opportunities. So how is it that this conversation came to be recorded? It was actually Amber Heard who recorded the conversation, and she intended to use it as evidence against Johnny Depp. But all it did was prove that she was also violent. Johnny Depp's attorney released a statement about the tapes to the Daily Mail. It said, Amber Heard recorded multiple conversations between her and Johnny Depp. These tapes containing Amber Heard's chilling confessions of violence further expose and destroy her abuse hoax. Now, this audio recording does have Amber admitting to being violent. It also does allude to Johnny Depp receiving the bulk of the abuse. Does it mean that she was the only one that was abusive? No, it doesn't, but it definitely is going to be a key piece of evidence in Johnny's defamation lawsuit against her. In response to the leaked tape, Amber Heard's spokesperson had this to say. Anyone familiar with the dynamics of domestic
I'm
abuse
sorry,
would
that picture
immediately
right there
recognize
looks like
what is really
she
going
smeared
on
makeup
here.
blush right
Throughout
there.
the extended tape recording that Johnny Depp
Red
vindictively
lipstick.
turned over to the press, Mrs.
Under
Heard
her
repeatedly
eye.
attempts to place
Black
Mr.
makeup.
Depp, ignore his accusations,
Oh, yeah.
and force him to acknowledge what was
I'm
really
sorry
happening in
if
their
Johnny was
relationship.
really
For
hurting
Mr.
her
Depp,
and
he was
shit,
in an echo chamber of his own making.
it'd be like the
trying to
picture
twist
I
this kind of
showed.
conversation to suggest that either he didn't abuse Miss Heard or that she somehow deserved it is nothing more than the latest
Now,
misogynistic
that
effort
agrees.
at victim blaming.
There's
And
a
this is why
difference
I'm
between
single.
smeared lipstick under the
This right
eye
here.
and a
After the audio
fucking
recording went viral,
bruise.
Twitter users started the trending hashtag Justice for Johnny Depp. But I would encourage all of you to see what happens in the upcoming trial against Amber Heard before you make any decisions on who to believe. This is why Johnny Depp is in this problem in the first place. Because people didn't wait. Innocent until proven guilty. I'll wait. The world was thrown a curveball when leaked audio of a fight between Amber Heard and Johnny Depp appeared to prove that Amber was also violent in their relationship, if not the only violent one in the relationship. When Amber Heard went public with her domestic abuse claims, Johnny Depp lost a lot of work. He was fired from the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, and Jack Sparrow is the biggest role of his career. It certainly made him the most money. There were also calls to remove Johnny Depp from the cast of Fantastic Beasts over Amber Heard's claims. Now, a second
But
audio
nothing
tape has
happened
been
with
published
the
in an
bitch.
exclusive by the Daily Mail that really has
Yes,
people
please.
talking. If you weren't already talking, now you're talking. In May of 2016, Johnny and Amber were not allowed to talk to each other because of Amber's restraining order against Johnny. They kept talking over the phone despite this. Now, we actually don't know if Amber knows she's being recorded in this tape. Honestly, I would be surprised if she knew the way that she's talking. The recording lasts 31 minutes, but I will play the most important snippets for you now.
Or I would do.
It doesn't matter if my ass.
Exactly, because you're bigger and you're stronger. So when I say that I thought you would kill me, that doesn't mean you counter. You also that you lost your own finger. I am not trying to attack you here. I'm just trying to point out the fact of why I said call 911. Because you had your hands on me after you threw a phone at my face, and I just got crazy in the past, and I truly thought I need to stop this madness before I get hurt.
Oh my God.
And I never think about myself that way. I never think
He
myself that
was
way.
like,
I
this
never
woman,
see myself
man.
as a victim. It's your fault, you know?
All right.
That is what you would call disturbing. But wait, there's more.
I had to get back to you.
That's not the question. That's not the question.
Have I ever been able to knock you off of your feet?
You started
Off your balance?
these
Well,
things.
you understand, Johnny, and say she started it, really? I have never been able to overpower you. That's the difference between me and you.
Why did you try?
And that's the difference. There's a whole world, and there's a jury, and there's judges. There's a very big difference between me and you.
Throughout the rest of the tape, Johnny Depp is extremely calm, he's extremely forgiving and understanding. In another part of the same conversation, Amber Heard tells Johnny her plan, where she says she'll get her hair and makeup done and take pictures of her alleged abuse over time so that the timestamps would match up with her allegations.
Oh,
That is diabolical.
that's damning right
I
there.
won't share too much of the audio tape, but I will leave a link for that down below in the comments for you. You should also know that a woman named Jeanne Larson has started a petition for Warner Brothers to remove Amber Heard from the cast of Aquaman 2. It's been signed by over 200,000 people. The petition states, Amber Heard has been exposed as a domestic abuser by Johnny Depp. In his $50 million lawsuit, Johnny Depp describes many incidents of domestic abuse that he suffered at the hands of his then wife, Amber Heard, including one incident where she punched him twice in the face and another where she shattered his finger with a vodka bottle, and his finger had to be surgically reattached. He will bear the scar from that for the rest of his life. The petition goes on to make the point that Amber Heard has a history of domestic violence. She was arrested back in 2009 for abusing a former domestic partner, Tazia, where she punched him twice in the face, alludes to the fact that this is a pattern of behavior. Essentially, what this petition is suggesting is an eye for an eye. Amber Heard ruined Johnny Depp's career, and now people are saying that she should get a taste of her own
Netflix,
medicine.
Amazon, and
Based on the
HBO
comments
Max.
attached to this petition, and honestly, most of the comments on my last video of the leaked audio, people really have the mentality of, where she punched him twice in the face. She deserves it. Allison Randall, Vice President for Policy and Emerging Issues at the National Network to End Domestic Violence, said to Unilad, it's important for people to understand the situation a bit more before passing judgment. When we think about a case like Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, it is important to consider all of that context. Was one person perpetrating most of the abuse, controlling the other person, insulting them, stalking them, assaulting them physically on a regular basis, versus was something happening one or two times? Those are key pieces in the context of domestic violence and relationships. Randall also said something very insightful. Domestic violence occurs across all socioeconomic groups, and I think that this story is helpful in elevating that conversation when we can talk about violence and we can make steps toward preventing it. All I can say after hearing those audio tapes, it doesn't look good for Amber Heard.
No.
The defamation lawsuit against Amber Heard is set to take place in August of 2020. Amber Heard has not commented publicly about the leaked audio recordings that might cost her her role in Aquaman 2, if not her whole career. In these leaked audio tapes, she admits to being violent toward her ex-husband, Johnny Depp, which is a very different narrative than the one she was pushing to the media. Amber Heard is keeping her mouth shut and trying to maintain a business-as-usual presence on social media. She's been seen out and about with her new girlfriend, Bianca Butti, at a pre-Oscars event. But even though she might seem like she's got it all together, the negative backlash is getting to Amber Heard. How do we know this? People are flooding her comment section with stories of abuse and criticism. Hashtags like Amber the Abuser, Justice for Johnny Depp, and barfing emojis are rampant. But fans have also noticed that their negative comments are being deleted from her page. Here are a few examples. She's deleting comments of survivors just trying to voice an opinion, not bullying or harassment comments, just factual opinions. She's silencing real survivors. Next, deleting comments won't
And
make
she's
your
supposed to
disturbed
be-
behavior go away. And
And she's supposed to be the soldier for these people, the outspoken person against DV survivors. She should be leaving these comments on her thing to prove that, hey, I'm just like them. You know, I'm hearing you. But no, she's being a bitch like normal and deleting survivors. That's counteracting with what she's been claiming, that she's a warrior for us. No, she is not.
I've got all the time in the world, keep deleting my comments. But the sheer amount of comments is staggering. There are close to 100,000 comments on the picture she posted around the time the tapes were leaked. 90% of those comments are about the tape scandal, and people are also spreading the word about the petition to remove her from Aquaman 2. Even if she sat there all damn day, she wouldn't be able to delete all the comments. The petition to remove Amber Heard from Aquaman 2 has almost reached its goal of 300,000 signatures. Even though a lot of the time petitions don't really do much to sway opinion, there are unconfirmed reports on social media that Warner Brothers is looking to recast her role. There are also calls to revoke her position as an ambassador for women's rights over this scandal. Amber Heard was the first American actress to be named Human Rights Champion to the United Nations Human Rights Office. So let's get into this update, which honestly isn't really even an update. This deposition is actually about a year old, but Tara Roberts is Johnny Depp's employee. But people are bringing it up again on Twitter because I guess maybe it didn't get as much media attention as it should have at the time, and now it's like, oh, that's what you were saying. Roberts came forward as a supported witness in Johnny's $50 million lawsuit against his ex-wife, Amber Heard. In a legal deposition, she accused Amber Heard of attacking Johnny Depp violently while they were married back in 2015. She also says she personally witnessed Amber Heard body shame Johnny Depp and call him fat. When was Johnny Depp ever fat? The court document stated, while I could not hear what caused the fight, Amber Heard repeatedly berated him with increasing ferocity. She was insulting him, calling him names, and in the middle of this onslaught, I heard her specifically say, "Your career is over. No one is going to hire you. You're washed up, fat, and you will die a lonely man." The rest of what she was screaming was incomprehensible. The next section, Tara Roberts talks about an encounter where she was forced to intervene. At some point, Johnny Depp tried to leave again as they were now in the parking lot. He repeatedly asked for the keys for the vehicle, which Amber Heard had taken out, refused to give back to him, and which we later found in the house. He was responding to her verbal attacks by saying, "Go away and just leave me alone." Amber's screaming and berating rose to a fever pitch, and Johnny continued to yell, "Go away and leave me alone." I asked Christy what to do, and she said I should keep an eye on the situation. As Amber's rage continued to escalate, I described the scene to Christy. She said I needed to intervene and I should go to Johnny's assistance. And lastly, this is the most important screen grab of this deposition. Roberts said I hung up and immediately ran to the parking lot. I saw Amber lunge at Johnny, claw-tugging and aggressively pulling him. He continued to stand there, yelling at her to stop and leave him alone. When he stepped back to leave, her onslaught would start again. During this entire incident, I never saw Johnny hit Amber or push her back, nor did he physically react to the attacks. She would calm down and hug and apologize. Then he would say he needs to leave, and then it would start again. Finally, I stepped between them. She continued to reach for him, but maybe my presence stopped it. Tara Roberts has been employed by Johnny Depp since 2008, so she knows him pretty well, I would say, at this point. There are several other women who were close to Johnny Depp who have come forward to his defense. Winona Ryder, Vanessa Paradis, Lori Ann Allison said that they did not experience any abuse by him. His first wife, Lori Ann Allison, did not believe Amber Heard's claims and said that he never even raised his voice when they were together. She called him a soft person who is very kind to animals. Vanessa, his other ex-wife, wrote a letter to TMZ defending Johnny Depp and calling Amber Heard's claims outrageous. She described him as a sensitive and loving person. And lastly, Winona Ryder, who was engaged to Johnny Depp for 3 years and his co-star, said that she never experienced any violent behavior from him and said the allegations were shocking because she never saw him being violent toward anyone. She said to Time magazine, "I can only speak from my own experience, which was wildly different than what is being said. He was never that way toward me, never abusive at all towards me. I only know him as a really good, loving, caring guy who is very, very protective to the people he loves." Unlike all of these accounts, Amber Heard's past is very different. She does have a domestic abuse past. Part of the reason why it's hard for many people to believe that Johnny Depp is a domestic abuser is because he does not have a history of domestic abuse. He's had several long-term, high-profile relationships, and every woman he's ever been with describes him as a kind, gentle person. And one of the main arguments against Amber Heard is that she does have a history of domestic violence. Johnny Depp submitted a declaration to the Circuit Court of Fairfax County, Virginia, as part of his defamation lawsuit against her. According to the declaration, Amber Heard's ex-wife, Tasia Van Ree, called the police after Amber Heard reportedly grabbed her hand and struck her after they had an argument at the Seattle-Tacoma International Airport in 2009. Amber was charged with misdemeanor assault in the 4th degree. To make matters more interesting, the police received a request to delete the arrest information on the incident involving Amber Heard and Tasia Van Ree. Because that was allowed, the arrest information was deleted in November of 2011, but not from everywhere. Amber Heard's mugshot was taken. She was arrested and she spent a night in jail. But she didn't end up being charged because both Amber and Tasia were not residents of Washington. TMZ posted audio that was reportedly recorded during Amber Heard's hearing, and it shows the judge saying to Amber Van Ree, her legal name at the time, that even though prosecutors were not filing charges against her, they could in the future. Johnny's declaration against her said, I quote, Miss Heard lied about the domestic violence incident under oath, saying it was a trumped-up charge and it was dropped immediately for being such. Both Heard and Van Ree tried to push the narrative to the media that the officers involved in the arrest were homophobic and misogynist. Wouldn't you say, though, that it's pretty difficult to be a homophobic misogynist when you're a lesbian activist? I mean, I guess it's possible. Beverly Leonard, arresting officer in the case, is a lesbian activist. She said in a statement on Facebook, I am so not homophobic or misogynistic. The arrest was made because an assault occurred. I witnessed it, and the parties were in a domestic relationship. Tasia defended Amber Heard 4 years later after they broke up and spoke about the incident to E! News. She said, in 2009, Amber was wrongfully accused for an incident that was misinterpreted and over-sensationalized by two individuals in a powerful position. I recount hints of misogynistic attitudes toward us, which later appeared to be homophobic when they found out we were domestic partners and not just friends. Charges were quickly dropped and she was released moments later. Well, obviously that didn't happen because she spent a night in jail. Tasia added, it is disheartening that Amber's integrity and story are being questioned yet again. Amber is brilliant, honest, and a beautiful woman, and I have the utmost respect for her. We shared 5 wonderful years together and remain close to this day. There were quite a few of Amber's friends who came to her defense during her split from Johnny Depp, but there's also one friend who ended up taking Johnny's side. Laura Divinaire, who was Amber Heard's interior decorator and was in frequent contact with her, said she never saw any injuries on Amber Heard. She said to Fox News, I was with Amber and interacted with her frequently on the several days immediately following her abuse allegation. On those days, I worked with Amber, retrieved packages for her, rode elevators with her, and saw her up close and in person. On none of those days immediately following the abuse claims did I observe any signs of physical abuse or injury, including redness, swelling, cuts, bruising, or damage of any kind. I never saw Amber injured in any way, although I am now aware she has had many different abuse claims. This could back up Johnny Depp's legal counsel's claims that Amber Heard painted on bruises to get a temporary restraining order from Johnny Depp. Divinaire added that she never heard about any domestic violence allegations from either Amber or Johnny, and actually Amber was abusive to her staff. She said she personally witnessed Amber being verbally abusive toward Amber's former assistant, Kate, screaming at her on the phone. Kate called her crying and very upset about the way Amber had treated her. According to Screen Geek, who spoke with a source, Amber Heard's role as Mara in Aquaman 2 probably won't be impacted by the recent allegations against her or the leaked audio that went viral. If you want more information on that, I'm going to leave a link at the top of the screen. So here's the part that's going to make you mad. This is a quote from an insider source. Warner Brothers doesn't care about the allegations made at Amber Heard, nor do they have interest in social media. As such, there's nothing going on with her role on Aquaman 2, and they wouldn't consider firing her. The petitions to get her dropped from L'Oreal are also highly unlikely to go anywhere with the company. L'Oreal runs Amber Heard's social media pages and are very fond of her. Also, another update for you, Amber Heard's Instagram account has disabled comments. That is likely the person running the account, L'Oreal, as this person says. As you can imagine, if you looked at Amber Heard's comment section, it was filled with angry comments. Tens of thousands of them. She was previously deleting comments that had to do with the allegations, and now it seems someone, Amber Heard or whoever is running her socials, thinks it's easier to just disable comments altogether. Before January 2019, Amber Heard's Instagram account would reply to comments from fans. Since the audio leaked, there are no replies. Amber Heard's social media accounts remain active even though the comments on her Instagram page are disabled. There might be a reason why Amber Heard is staying quiet. It could jeopardize the case. The source added, in fact, there are much more to these allegations than what's being revealed so far. This is why Amber Heard hasn't settled with Johnny Depp. While the audio recordings with Amber Heard don't look good, Amber still has incredibly damaging evidence against Johnny Depp. With that said, Amber Heard and her legal team have chosen to do everything involving their case in court rather than relying on social media. The source is referring to Johnny Depp's $50 million defamation lawsuit against Amber Heard that is going to court this August. Amber Heard and her legal team likely think that they have a fighting chance at winning the lawsuit, which is why they haven't settled out of court yet and the case is going to trial. Amber Heard's legal team has chosen to stay quiet for the most part and wait to present their evidence against Johnny Depp to the court rather than post it to social media. Here's how I know this source could be correct. I don't think Warner Brothers is going to fire her. Warner Brothers hasn't released any sort of statement about the allegations at all. Like nothing. They are quiet. Ever notice that whenever a brand messes up, they're quick to post a statement to social media and to the press where they apologize and say they're going to investigate? Warner Brothers hasn't done that. Neither has L'Oreal, despite the hundreds of thousands of people that have signed petitions to remove Amber Heard. Both companies are quiet and have not made statements publicly. They're basically ignoring all of these allegations and waiting for it to go away, or they're waiting to hear what happens in court before they make any decisions. All right, I'm coming at you with an update on one of the biggest trending stories on this channel. It's come to light that Amber Heard stated in her court declaration that her career was affected quite badly after the divorce. And she also claims to have received death threats that forced her to keep changing her contact details. The declaration states, "Following my highly publicized separation from Johnny, I read accounts in the media referring to me as a victim of domestic violence. In response, many people have called me a liar without ever hearing my story. I was dropped from a global fashion brand's upcoming campaign. I lost a part of a movie which I had already been cast. People I've never met or spoken to threatened me with violence. I received so many death threats I had to change my phone number on a near weekly basis." She declared this in her motion to dismiss Johnny Depp's lawsuit filed in Fairfax County, Virginia Circuit Court. So obviously this might just be like court talk. It's kind of like an effort to get the court and the judge onto her side. I'm not denying that going through a high-profile divorce wasn't hard. It probably was very difficult. Going through a regular divorce is hard. I have friends that are going through divorces, and let me tell you, they are miserable. It is reasonable to say that the divorce caused her emotional stress, but I don't think personally that it's correct to say that it ruined her career. In fact, it literally made her career skyrocket. Her relationship with Johnny Depp and her very highly publicized divorce put her on the map. And I will tell you how right now. Prior to being with Johnny, she started her career in 2003 when she appeared in 2 music videos, Kenny Chesney's There Goes My Life and Isley's I Wasn't Prepared. She then appeared in several movies and TV shows, but her career really took a turn for the better in 2015. Which was the same year that she and Johnny Depp met. She had no less than 4 huge roles in mainstream movies that year. She played the lead in The Danish Girl, The Adderall Diaries, the TV film One More Time, and she also played the lead in Magic Mike XXL, which was extremely successful at the box office. But her career really skyrocketed in 2017. Which was the same year that her divorce from Johnny Depp was finalized. This was the year that she joined the DC Extended Universe. She was cast as Mera in Aquaman alongside industry heavyweights like Nicole Kidman, William Dafoe, and Jason Momoa. Also in 2017, she became the new global spokesperson for L'Oreal, an extremely lucrative deal that is making her millions. Amber was also in Justice League in 2018, and she's officially starring in the sequel of Aquaman. These roles are huge paydays, and getting cast in a superhero film pretty much solidifies your entire career for years to come. Anyways, I just thought I would end this one by saying that the Aquaman 2 release date has been confirmed, it is under production, and Amber Heard is still playing Mera. Every main actor from the film will likely make a comeback in Aquaman 2. The film is set to release on December 16th, 2022. With the defamation lawsuit only a few short months away, Amber Heard and Johnny Depp's legal teams have been gathering statements and testimony from the people who knew both parties well during their marriage. One of the people who's gone on the record to expose Amber Heard was her former assistant. Kate James was Amber Heard's personal assistant between 2012 and 2015. She spent a lot of time with Amber during that time period, oftentimes 7 days a week in intimate settings. Kate James eventually quit because Amber reportedly bullied her so severely that she was emaciated with stress and, quote, permanently mentally scarred. The court heard that Amber Heard verbally and mentally abused her after she went on alcohol and drug binges, and she describes her time working with her as a nightmare from which she has not recovered. She also said in the deposition that Johnny Depp was calm, thoughtful, and he offered to entertain her son by playing the guitar. She didn't come across him often because Amber Heard wouldn't let people get close to him. But when Kate was around Johnny, he was shy and calm. He also reportedly never used violence. Kate's first impression of Johnny Depp was as follows. Amber was already dating Johnny when I started working for her. At first, Amber didn't tell me who Johnny was and would speak about him in disparaging terms. She would say that she was dating this old man and such like. She then disclosed that it was Johnny Depp, and I met him shortly after that. My first impression of him was how softly spoken and peaceful he was, almost a bit shy. He was very pleasant and courteous upon meeting me. During the several-year period she worked for Amber, Kate says she never saw evidence that Amber was being abused. Instead, she saw evidence of Amber's abusive behavior toward others, mainly herself. She wrote in the deposition, Amber was regularly verbally and mentally abusive and would often scream at her over the smallest things. She would fly into blind rages where no one could reason with her. Even if I was trying to offer her an explanation, I didn't think that she could hear me as she was so angry. Speaking about Amber's drug binges, her drugs of choice were reportedly mushrooms and MDMA, and while she was intoxicated, Amber would send angry messages to Kate James. When she woke up in the morning, Kate saw what she saw was a barrage of incoherent abuse sent to her by Amber between the hours of 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. Amber would delete all the evidence of the text from the iCloud account. Then by 2015, Kate had had enough of the abuse, and 2015 was the same year that Amber and Johnny Depp got married. A spokesperson for Amber Heard has responded to Kate James's deposition and said, I quote, "This is a statement from a disgruntled former employee who was fired for poor performance and clearly has an agenda and an axe to grind. These ridiculous allegations have no basis in fact and no relevance to these proceedings." Okay, so some of you might be aware that Elon Musk and Amber Heard dated back in 2016 after she filed a restraining order against Johnny Depp. But after a year together, they supposedly broke up because of their busy schedules. When Elon Musk commented on Amber's Instagram post, he said that they're still friends and that they remain close and love one another, adding, "Who knows what the future holds." Then in a 2017 interview with Rolling Stone, it seemed like Elon wasn't over her yet. He said, "I just broke up with my girlfriend. I was really in love and it hurt bad. If I'm not in love, if I'm not with a long-term companion, I cannot be happy. Going to sleep alone kills me. It's not like I don't know what that feels like. Being in a big empty house and the footsteps echoing through the hallway, no one there, and no one on the pillow next to you. How do you make yourself happy in a situation like that?" I'm really single and I'm doing okay. But I guess some people need to be in relationships. That's like a really bleak way of looking at it. Oh my god. I personally hate hearing footsteps. They wake me up. A couple of days after this interview, Elon Musk and Amber Heard were photographed kissing in Los Angeles. So as a result of everything that's happening with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, social media users are looking into the past of Amber Heard, her past relationships specifically. And well, basically there's like an internet theory that Amber Heard was violent toward Elon Musk, and people claim to have proof. The theory circulates around photos of Elon Musk and Amber Heard that were taken by paparazzi. The photos show Elon Musk with a very visible black eye, a cut, and the expression on his face is like, yeah. Here are some tweets. I'm not saying Amber Heard was violent toward Elon Musk, but that's exactly what I'm saying. Next, coincidence? That's interesting. Elon Musk appears to have a black eye in these Amber Heard pictures. Next, swelling on Elon Musk's face and very red. Oh, and look who's next to him, Amber Heard. I see what you're saying. These photos of them were actually taken after they had broken up. They were walking around together as a cover so that they wouldn't have to break the news to the media that they were no longer together. According to a source who spoke about the breakup at the time, I quote, "He ended it a week ago. He'd heard certain things about her behavior that didn't sit well with him. Amber can be very manipulative and selfish. Elon's back in Los Angeles while she's licking her wounds in Australia." Internet users believe that the photos of them together were taken after Musk had broken up with her, and she became violent toward him in a fit of rage over the breakup. But is that really the case? Where did Elon get that black eye and cut?
Exactly.
He never said anything about it, and he still loved Amber Heard. Elon and Amber were close to getting back together a couple of times after this, but their relationship fully ended in February of 2018. As you know, Amber is now with Bianca Butti and Elon is with Grimes, and they are expecting a child. No one knows where Elon Musk's black eye came from, and he's never said anything publicly about what went on in his relationship with Amber Heard. Is it possible that he wasn't over her because she was manipulative? Or is it possible that she didn't repeat similar behavior with him and she was a different person around him? So if you've been following this story, you know that Johnny Depp filed a $50 million defamation lawsuit against Amber Heard for essentially destroying his career when she accused him of domestic abuse. Johnny Depp's legal team's defense is that Amber Heard's allegations are completely false and that they were fabricated claims intended to ruin Johnny's career. The claims arguably did cost Johnny his career and countless dollars lost. A-list actors who have known Johnny for the better part of his life are coming forward to help his defense. Both Penelope Cruz and Winona Ryder, dear friends and former co-stars of Johnny Depp, have submitted declarations to the court in defense of Johnny Depp. Ryder, who was once engaged to Johnny and spent 4 years in a romantic relationship with him, said in her declaration, I quote, I'm aware of the violent accusations that have been made publicly for the last few years by Johnny Depp's ex-wife, Amber Heard. I do not want to call anyone a liar, but from my experience of Johnny, it is impossible to believe that such horrific allegations are true. I find it extremely upsetting knowing him as I do. So, I'm not calling you a liar, but you a liar. Penelope Cruz, who starred alongside Johnny Depp in the film Glow, wrote in this declaration about him. I met Johnny when I was 19 years old. He was in Madrid and Pedro Almodovar introduced him to me. The only sentences I knew how to say in English at the time were, how are you? And I want to work with Johnny Depp. Many years have passed and I have not only made 3 movies with him, but I also count on him as a great friend. I've always been impressed by his kindness, his brilliant mind, his talent, and his peculiar sense of humor. She continued, I've seen Johnny in so many situations and he is always kind to everyone around. He is one of the most generous people I know. During 6 months of pregnancy, I spent every single day with him while we shot Pirates of the Caribbean. My husband and I will never forget the sweetness, protection, and kindness he treated me with during every single step of that process. The last friend of Johnny who submitted a declaration to the court in his defense is his ex-wife, Vanessa Paradis, whom he was with between 1999 to 2012. Her declaration stated, I work as a musician, singer-songwriter, actress, and fashion model. I have known Johnny Depp for more than 25 years. We've been partners for 14 and we raised our 2 children together. Through all these years, I've known Johnny to be kind, attentive, generous, and a non-violent person and father. She directly called out Amber Heard's claims about Johnny later in the declaration, adding, I am aware of the allegations which Amber Heard has publicly accused Johnny of for more than 4 years now. This is nothing like the true Johnny I have known. And from my personal experience of many years, I can say that he was never violent or abusive to me. Paradis goes on to state in her declaration, I have seen that these outrageous statements have been really distressing and also caused damage to his career because unfortunately, people have gone on believing these false facts. It seems like Elon Musk is getting dragged into the storm of a legal battle between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Johnny Depp has accused Elon Musk of having an affair with Amber 1 month into his marriage in 2015. Which is like, oh no, I love Elon Musk. Why? I really hope this isn't true. But this update is important to tell you guys about. My love for Elon Musk knows no bounds, but doesn't mean that I won't report on his Only 1 calendar month after Mr. Depp and Miss Heard were married, while Mr. Depp was out of the country filming in March 2015, Eastern Columbia building personnel testified that Mrs. Heard received Musk late at night at Mr. Depp's penthouse. Specifically, Miss Heard asked staff at the Eastern Columbia building to give her friend Elon access to the building's parking garage and the penthouse elevator late at night. Building staff would then see Miss Heard's friend Elon leaving the building the next morning. Maybe they just had a sleepover? This allegedly happened shortly after Johnny Depp requested that they enter a post-nuptial agreement.
Wow,
and then
still married to him.
Pictures caught on CCTV obtained by the Daily Mail show Amber Heard and Elon Musk in Johnny Depp's elevator of his downtown LA penthouse. In the photos, Amber is wearing a towel over what appears to be a swimsuit. There are also images that show her and Elon Musk cuddling. Amber reciprocates the affection by placing her hands on Elon's waist. Johnny Depp has subpoenaed Elon Musk for his text messages, emails, letters, and any communications he exchanged with Amber Heard during their marriage. And he also specifically wants anything that mentions DV. If the DV really took place, then she probably would have told him about it, right? He also wants to know what she told Elon Musk about the big fight on May 21st, 2016 that resulted in Amber Heard getting a restraining order against Johnny Depp. She alleges that Johnny beat her and threw a phone at her during that specific fight. Unfortunately, there were no dates on this footage that would help the case. But the building security guards have gone on record to say that Elon Musk visited Amber Heard several times before and after she filed for divorce from Johnny Depp in May 2016. A month after they divorced, Johnny moved out of the building. Amber kept living there until December 2016. Elon Musk has always denied that anything shady went on between him and Amber. His spokesperson said in 2016, Elon and Amber didn't start seeing each other until May 2016. And even then, their relationship didn't become romantic until sometime later. Do I think that this surveillance footage unequivocally proves that Elon Musk and Amber Heard had an affair? No, it doesn't prove it. If they were kissing in the footage, maybe. If they were getting busy in the private elevator, for sure. That's proof that they were having an affair. But Amber has been seen getting cozy with people other than Elon Musk, even in that same elevator. She was caught on tape cuddling with James Franco, also in the elevator. Is that also
She's a
cheating?
slut!
Let's put it this way. You know those pretty girls that are also like low-key kind of psycho, and they play really coy and like the victim, and they just want to be held. But you're just friends, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I totally don't want to be friends. To me, that's what it shows me. It doesn't necessarily show her cheating, but it does show her playing the victim and getting cozy, which is a manipulation tactic. Private
Exactly.
Eye Paul Baresi has worked with people like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, and Eddie Murphy. According to the Daily Mail, he was hired last summer by Amber Heard's legal team to, quote, look into his follies and vices dating back to the 1990s, when Johnny co-owned Viper Room. It would have definitely helped Amber Heard's case to find past instances of DV that Johnny was accused of. After all, Amber Heard does have a history of DV. Johnny Depp doesn't. But it seems that this little ploy to dig up dirt on Johnny Depp didn't really go as planned. According to Baresi, he couldn't find anyone who had a single bad thing to say about Johnny Depp. He interviewed over 100 people in both the US and Europe, and people who had worked with Johnny Depp over the last 30 years on films. Here is what Baresi told the Daily Mail. Amber Heard's lawyers contacted me and said, you're the right man for the job. That's how they brought me in. She was emotionally spent and battered and tormented. It was a volatile relationship. I went to the US, France, Italy, Britain, everywhere that Johnny Depp roamed, everywhere he walked. I couldn't find one instance, or at least an admitted one, where he was physically abusive to a woman, smacked or beaten around. He's like an angel, not one who said a deprecating thing. He added, I interviewed dozens of people who knew him going as far back as 3 decades ago, and nobody had one bad thing to say about him. In fact, they couldn't say enough about his ever-flowing and outpouring generosity and tender heart. Well, that's awkward, isn't it? Hire Private Eye to dig up dirt? Confirmed he is an angel. In
Exactly.
statements, Amber Heard's legal team had this to say. Mr. Baresi hasn't been involved with Ms. Heard's legal team since he was let go last year, and his account is entirely inconsistent with the testimony of multiple witnesses. But here is what Baresi did say that could be detrimental to Johnny's case. Although Johnny Depp has a pristine reputation, the people around him, his entourage, don't. According to Baresi, who interviewed Johnny's tattoo artist Jonathan Shaw, Shaw told Baresi that, quote, the only thing I would be willing to help that gold-digging do is help load the she wanted to use to her brains out. Even Johnny Depp's lawyer, Adam Waldman, was described as being a bulldog. Baresi argues that Amber was feeling frustrated and emotionally abused because of all the verbal abuse that she was getting. He argues that verbal abuse is just as bad as physical abuse, and it does equal harm. I mean, it's definitely not easy to be on the receiving end of verbal and psychological abuse. That's definitely true. The only unresolved problem that Baresi found having to do with Johnny Depp has to do with the guy that was his former business partner at Viper Room. Anthony Fox was Johnny's former business partner, but Anthony accused Johnny Depp of defrauding him of the profits of Viper Room. When Anthony Fox was supposed to testify, he disappeared on December 19, 2001 in Ventura County. He hasn't been seen or heard from since, and the investigation is still ongoing.
And now the Viper Room is being torn down. Look that up. Because Viper Room is now finally being torn down. Which, in my opinion, should be made into a landmark because of frickin' River Phoenix dying there.
In 2004, Johnny turned over his share of Viper Room and settled with Anthony Fox's daughter, Amanda Fox. Anthony Fox is still on the endangered missing persons list as of right now. So Johnny Depp is suing Amber Heard for defamation, and he could get $50 million if he wins. It seems there's new evidence that could prove that Amber Heard faked her injuries that she said that Johnny Depp gave her.
Compact that
The
she showed
injuries
in
were supposed to be proof that allowed her to get a temporary restraining order against Johnny Depp. The problem is,
because if you look at the colors, it can make a nice
about these industries. It comes with not only a $50 million defamation lawsuit, but 3 years in prison for falsifying evidence. Oh, California Penal Code Section 141 PC establishes that it is illegal to alter, modify, plant, place, conceal, manufacture, or move any physical matter with the intention of causing someone to be charged with a crime. Other laws that would apply to this include offering false evidence under California Penal Code 132 PC and preparing false evidence under California Penal Code Section 134 PC. The latter two laws are felony charges, but the initial law is normally a misdemeanor that could be charged as a felony charge. Johnny Depp claims Amber Heard faked her injuries by painting on bruises using makeup. And she used photos of these painted on bruises, allegedly, to get her temporary restraining order against Johnny Depp. It turns out that James Franco was filmed on CCTV hanging out with Amber Heard in the days before and after she got the temporary restraining order. Surely James Franco would know if
I want to see his
Amber Heard
deposition.
were there before and after she got the restraining order. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like bruises don't go away that quickly.
They would last like about a week
if they're real
or so.
Amber also said that she had 2 black eyes before she appeared on The Late Show in 2015 with James Corden. Yet another witness, Amber Heard's stylist, Samantha McMillan, said that, quote, throughout the day of December 16, 2015, I could see clearly that Amber did not have any visible marks, bruises, cuts, or injuries to her face or any other part of her body. Surely someone like a makeup artist or a stylist who would see Amber before the show and have to get her ready for the show would see bruises if they were real. I wonder if Warner Brothers would be willing to film Amber Heard's scene in Aquaman 2 from prison.
Hey!
After her role as Mera in Aquaman, Amber Heard had garnered a huge fan following, but in no time the internet decided to stand against her. The official Aquaman movie Twitter account posted a birthday wish for their female lead. They tweeted, "Happy birthday, Amber Heard, here's to a fantastic day." Although this simple birthday wish for their star turned into a comment section filled with hate, many people were bringing up that her...
I have to feed the fish. I'll be right back. In the meantime, I'm going to put on some nice little music. Okay, I'm back. Back to what?
had faked the abuse to destroy Depp's career and raise her own. Following those audio tapes that confirm these claims from fans, Amber Heard has felt the full wrath of the internet. She was ridiculed when she hired a private investigator to look into Johnny, mainly because the search well turned up empty, but also because all her investigator found was how terrible Amber was to Depp. Now the legal battle is seeing Amber potentially facing up to 3 years in jail for falsifying evidence in order to obtain a temporary restraining order against her ex-husband Johnny Depp. Either way, fans do not want to see her being brought back for Aquaman 2, and they're using Twitter to let the people in charge know how much they hate her. If Amber did indeed fake her injuries to get a restraining order, she will face jail time, and we will definitely not be seeing her in the next Aquaman or any movies for that matter. Although judging from those comments, even if she doesn't, safe to say that she has lost her fan base. A petition was started after these tapes surfaced, with the only goal in mind being her removal from the film. The person that started the petition writes, "As Amber Heard is a known and proven domestic abuser, Warner Brothers and DC Entertainment should and must remove Heard from their Aquaman 2 film project. They must not ignore the suffering of Heard's victims and must not glamorize a domestic abuser. Men are victims of domestic abuse just like women. This must be recognized and action must be taken to prevent a known abuser from being celebrated within the entertainment industry. Do the right thing, remove Amber Heard from Aquaman 2. That petition is nearing its 500,000 signatures required, but we don't know if Warner Brothers or DC Entertainment will heed their fans' warning. If they do instead go ahead with having her star in the film, we could see an enormous drop-off in their sales, which is something that DC desperately needs in order to stay ahead of their comic book competition. Additionally, there has been another petition made to have the 24-year-old removed from her position as a L'Oreal spokesperson. The organizer of this petition argued that L'Oreal should remove her as a spokesperson for their products because she has misrepresented the Me Too movement, adding that in no way should she be in a leadership position or viewed as a role model for girls and women. Although let's revisit that birthday tweet to see what people are saying about Amber Heard now. One person writes, "Disgusting. If she was a man, she would be fired by now." Another replied to the tweet saying, "I'm seriously astonished seeing your desperation for celebrating an admitted proven abuser's damn birthday." That one went in deep. It really is, though, astonishing to see them even making a post about Amber Heard, considering everything that's been happening with her for the last few months. It kind of makes you feel a little queasy knowing that even after everything she's done, they still stand by her. The brunt of the criticism, though, came from Johnny Depp's fan account, and they were not about to sit back and let the Aquaman movie Twitter account blindly wish her a happy birthday with no consequences. One account even included details making Heard's guilty verdict even more apparent. They said Amber Heard assaulted Johnny Depp when his children were in the house. Then they quote the article posted saying, "I saw Amber lunge at Johnny, clawing, tugging, and aggressively pulling him." This quote is from Johnny Depp's estate manager, who claimed that his children witnessed the aftermath of at least one instance of Amber Heard physically abusing Johnny Depp. Then in her declaration, she accused her of using a number of demeaning names to body shame Depp during their arguments. Heard reportedly said, "Your career is over, no one's going to hire you, you're washed up, fag, you'll die a lonely man." The estate manager also noted that at some point during their fight, both of them were standing in the parking lot of their house on the island, and Heard started physically assaulting Depp again. There's been a lot of back and forth between these two, but possibly the best thing to do is limit the attention given to Amber Heard. It seems to only fuel more and more craziness from Johnny Depp's fan base and doesn't ever really work in her favor. The recording was recently posted by the Daily Mail and is timestamped at around 8:30 p.m. on May 21st, 2016. This is also the night that Amber Heard claimed Johnny Depp repeatedly hit her, ripped out her hair, choked, and nearly suffocated her, again as reported by the Daily Mail. Throughout the 2-minute and 40-second 911 call, the anonymous female caller insists she remain anonymous as she reports an ongoing domestic abuse situation with the calming yet rushed voice of a yoga instructor with back-to-back classes. When questioned about the relationship of the friend she's protecting and the man allegedly assaulting said friend, she stumbles with the question. The 911 operator says, "This isn't a boyfriend or anything like that, right?" To which the caller, who despite previously saying she was friends with her, says, "Yeah, it could be." Apparently the caller did not directly witness the assault, but she knew that it was happening. According to the 911 recording, she received a call from Amber that she was being physically assaulted. But when asked to clarify who the attacker was, she replied again in a rushed and bizarrely annoyed tone at the operator's question. She even dismisses a final question by just saying, "That's all I can tell you, I have to go." According to Page 6, Johnny Depp's lawyers are claiming the 911 call raises even more questions about her previous assault allegations. One of those arguments will be how Amber Heard constructed this and made a fatal error. Originally, Heard's friend Io Tillett-Wright had claimed he made the 911 call, which led to the couple splitting. In fact, here's the tweet from June 8, 2016, where he says, "Why I called 911. Now, throughout the article, he never directly mentions either of their names, but ends it like this, and I must warn you, some of the details will be graphic. That's why when it happened again, when I was on the phone with both of them and heard it drop, heard him say, 'What if I pulled your hair back?' and her screaming for my help, I wondered like so many times before if I should break the code of silence that surrounds celebrities and invite the police into the situation. And in a split second decided that yes, I was going to. Because I realized that as long as I was protecting the abuser from consequences, I was enabling the abuse and I could no longer partake. I had to stand up for my friend and for what I believe in my gut to be the code of conduct by which human beings have to behave with each other. Whether we loved him or not has nothing to do with it. When it comes to violence, love is no longer part of the equation." Following the massive response to this article posted on Refinery29.com, Io Tillett-Wright was appearing everywhere and was explicitly taking credit for the 911 call. Unfortunately, that 911 call sounded nothing like it. Now, Depp's lawyers will be arguing that this discrepancy was proof that Amber Heard had built this narrative with her friends. Although Amber Heard's lawyers apparently are calling this new defense a fantasy. Roberta Kaplan told Page 6, Mr. Depp's representations about the 911 calls on the night of May 21st, 2016 are false. And Mr. Depp and his lawyers should know better. Apparently, a lawyer for Tillett-Wright is is also getting involved, stating that Mr. Wright made the 911 call from New York City, but enlisted a friend to call 911 in Los Angeles as well. Although Johnny Depp is still maintaining the stance that he never laid a hand on Amber Heard and that she was indeed fabricating this lie with her friends. In the court filings, Amber Heard attached this photo of herself appearing to have bruises and swelling around her right eye. This was to get the initial temporary restraining order against Depp until they could go through with their divorce. However, Johnny, as I said, insists that he has never abused Miss Heard, nor any woman for that matter. Not only that, but according to Johnny Depp, there is surveillance footage of her proving she painted on her bruises. In new court documents, Johnny specifically says that he has denied Miss Heard's allegations vehemently since she first made them in May 2016, when she walked into a court to obtain a temporary restraining order with painted on bruises that witnesses and surveillance footage show she did not possess each day of the preceding week. So most likely those witnesses and that video footage will be the missing piece for this case. If they can nail down the timeline and access that, it would open up a lot more questions. Probably the nastiest thing to learn about when researching this incident was what happened to Depp a month before the 911 call. Mr. Depp told the press, "After I removed myself from Miss Heard's presence in the penthouse on April 21st, 2016, the following morning Miss Heard or one of her friends defecated in my bed as some sort of sick prank before they left for Coachella together." That is nasty, but it's very symbolic of the entire situation.
Johnny Depp maintains that Amber Heard's allegations against him were nothing more than a poorly carried out hoax. He claims that she faked the bruises in the photos that she used to get a temporary restraining order against him. If you haven't seen our video on that, basically Amber Heard was seen with bruises on one day, but the day before and the day after, she had none. I will leave a link at the top of the screen if you want to get more info on that. I've also created a playlist of all of our Justice for Johnny Depp videos, so if you want to check that out, it will be clickable at the end of the video for you. In an effort to, I guess, present a pattern of behavior, Johnny has filed new legal documents in his case to claim that Amber faked a bloody nose by dumping red nail polish on a tissue. This was right after a big fight between them. Longtime friend of Johnny Depp, Josh Richmond, who claims he has known Johnny for over 30 years, has revealed some interesting information in his legal deposition, which was obtained by the blast. The part that was released to the public refers to an incident at Johnny and Amber's wedding. It speaks about how people who were close to Johnny were not supportive of his marriage to Amber. The wedding took place on February 7th, 2015 in the Bahamas on a small island. There weren't many attendees, and none of the few friends of Johnny Depp that were in attendance at the wedding were happy about it. They spoke about their disapproval openly. Richmond said in his deposition, he said, "The general view of his friends, which I shared although we hardly knew the full details then, were that Amber Heard emotionally abused and tormented Johnny, cut him away from his real
How do you know
friends,
she didn't
and was
force him
emotionally
to marry
cruel to
him?
He always seemed to live in fear
Because
of
of
how
all
she
the
would
abuse.
act if he ever tried to break up with her. His
Did
family,
anyone ever
friends, and
think
I
of
always
that?
felt that he succumbed to Amber's
That maybe she was so infatuated with Johnny, but Johnny didn't have the same feelings for her, that she had physically and emotionally abused Johnny into marrying her for the month because she knew how much she could get out of him with being married to the man. Did everyone ever think of that? No.
man, that he married her for this reason, among others like it. We, and certainly I, knew from Johnny that prior to the wedding, that on a night they had an argument. Johnny recounted to me, Amber went into the bathroom and came out with a Kleenex with red on it, saying he had given her a bloody nose. But after the incident, he retrieved the Kleenex, which he says he still has to this day. Amber had placed red nail polish on the Kleenex. According to Richmond, the day before the wedding, Amber Heard's friend and member of her
We
wedding
need that
party, Io
Kleenex.
Tillett Wright, violently assaulted another member of her wedding party, Rocky Pennington, during an argument about wedding details and who was essentially going to assume the role of the wedding planner and carry out Amber's frivolous missives. Richmond also says that most of the guests that were present at the wedding knew about this incident. He wrapped up his deposition with one last quote. It was incidents like this, of which his friends knew only a fraction, that made us concerned for his welfare in this marriage. Anyone who has known Johnny for a long time, or even briefly, would notice he's a uniquely chivalrous, kind, and thoughtful person who treats every human being the same, is always helping people, and doesn't like to harm even the feelings of other people. It is important to note here that most of this testimony is hearsay. Richmond did not personally witness this event. He didn't actually notice the tissue with the red nail polish on it. He was just told about it by Johnny. But if Johnny still has the Kleenex, like he says he does, then they could probably test it for DNA. I'm not really sure if they would use it as evidence or not, but I feel like it would definitely make sense to use it as evidence. And also test it for Amber's DNA because, you know, who knows, maybe Johnny could have easily just taken some red nail polish and put it on a tissue and said that Amber did that. But if Amber's DNA was on it, then that's a different story. Unfortunately, I have to wrap up this update with some bad news. It seems that Pirates of the Caribbean 6 has been officially confirmed by Disney, but it appears that Johnny Depp will not return as Captain Jack Sparrow, at least not at this time. The film is being written by Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick, and the movie is expected to be finished by 2021. Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley are both expected to return as Will Turner and Elizabeth Swann. Disney's chief of production, Sean Bailey, said this previously about wanting to start fresh, in his words. "We want to bring a new energy and vitality. I love the movies, but part of the reason Paul and Rhett are so interesting is that we want to give it a kick in the pants, and that's what I've tasked them with." Also, another update, according to a post on her Instagram, Amber Heard's mother has recently passed away.
When Johnny Depp had to file court documents a few years ago, he actually included some final text messages that he was receiving from Amber. Along with those text messages, though, are several other documents that Depp filed showing Amber's tumultuous history. Apparently, all of her former lovers have also complained about her treating them the same way that she treated Johnny. One of which was especially disconcerting and involved her ex-wife photographer Tassia Van Ree, which resulted in Heard spending a night in jail. Heard maintained that this was a trumped-up charge with no validity, but the documents exist, so it's going to be difficult to refute this one. Moreover, Depp accused her of lying under oath about the entire scenario. In his declaration, Depp said that his ex falsely claimed that the arresting officer was homophobic when in fact that she was a female and self-described herself as a lesbian activist who has publicly disputed Miss Heard's claims about the circumstances of her arrest. So far, the only text messages that were released from those court documents is Amber saying, "Do this or undo this as we see fit. You and I have the control and love each other." This stems from another unseen text message of her actually asking Depp to give her money or else she would take their fight to the public and just tarnish his entire career. According to the New Zealand Herald, Depp added, "When I did not accede to her demand for money, Miss Heard publicly accused me, seeking and receiving a temporary restraining order against me when appearing in Los Angeles Superior Court on Friday, May 27, 2016, with a first ever seen prominent bruise and cut on her face that she claimed resulted from being hit in the face by a phone thrown by me and further facial battering from some appendage of mine on the evening of May 21st, 2016. Sorry, long quote. All of which Johnny Depp still maintains, though, that none of this ever even took place, and it was more of a fantasy that she had created to just extort money from him, and these text messages are pretty much proof of that. Furthermore, Depp continued to say that he fully believed Miss Heard had actually staged her injuries in order to obtain this restraining order. Along with that were text messages to his friend and often co-star that were also included to show the history of Amber's aggressive behavior towards Johnny Depp. The text message said, "I'm gonna properly stop the booze thing, darling. Drank all night before I picked Amber up to fly to LA this past Sunday. Ugly, mate. No food for days. Powders, half a bottle of whiskey, 1,000 Red Bull and vodkas, pills, 2 bottles of Champers on a plane, and what do you get? An angry aggro engine in an expletive blackout screaming obscenities and insulting any expletive who got near. I'm done. I am admittedly too expletive in the head to spray my rage at the one I love. For little reason as well, I'm too old to be that guy, but pills are fine." Pills are fine. According to the UK Sun, Depp had also described Miss Heard as gold-digging, low-level, dime-a-dozen, mushy, and pointless. Not sure why he felt to include the word mushy in there, but hey, the rest of it is pretty spot on based on those text messages.
The Instagram account of L'Oreal Paris felt the heat over the weekend when fans flooded the comments section of their recent post about Amber Heard. In case you didn't know, Amber Heard is the spokesperson for L'Oreal. The post was meant to pay tribute to women in cinema because the Cannes Film Festival was canceled this year due to the coronavirus pandemic. But all it did was piss off a heck of a lot of people who believe that Amber Heard should lose opportunities in the same way that Johnny Depp lost opportunities.
Exactly.
People are also accusing L'Oreal of supporting DV. I can't say the whole word on YouTube. They're accusing them of supporting DV despite the mounting evidence that Amber Heard was the problematic one in the relationship. When Amber Heard dropped her controversial op-ed piece where she all but named Johnny Depp lost everything. His money, his reputation, his starring role in Pirates of the Caribbean, and all of that happened without evidence, which is why he's suing her for defamation and $50 million. Here is the posting question. Hollywood actress @Amber Heard highlights that a woman's inner beauty is what we should value most. I would love to see women be able to be powerful, smart, opinionated, and taken seriously even if they are beautiful. Even more, I would love to see women held to different standards other than the superficial ones we are held to. And here is how Johnny Depp fans responded. Really, Amber Heard after what she did? L'Oreal, this is a disgusting choice. Well, not the right example to take as women. Quite shocked as the star system is still continuing to support her as a role model. Not buying any more L'Oreal Paris products anymore. Shame. This is it. I'm officially boycotting L'Oreal products. I'm turning a blind eye on your products just as you are choosing to disregard her behavior. You would think that L'Oreal might have, shut off the comments or taken down the post because of how it upset people. But in fact, some people think that they actually might be capitalizing off of this controversy and the amount of engagement these posts are getting because They not only posted another post of Amber Heard, they posted 2 more. And that just fired people up even more. Here's the second post. And the third post. I should make it clear that Helen Mirren and Eva Longoria were also posted recently in the same kind of campaign, and they were also posted multiple times as well as Amber Heard. But this is the first time in recent weeks that the company chose to feature Amber Heard on their Instagram page. I'm all for the Me Too movement, but I definitely think that there is a double standard. When the movement brought down powerful figures like Harvey Weinstein, everyone was all for it, and no one wanted to be associated with Harvey after that, even though at the time it was all hearsay. But now that the movement might extend to Amber Heard after what she allegedly did, that's kind of upsetting. I would like to point out again that the evidence against her is mounting, especially with the audio tape where she admitted to doing what she did. It's looking more and more like she's guilty, but she's also not been convicted of anything yet, and I think people forget that. And neither was Harvey Weinstein, but maybe L'Oreal will change their tune if it was found that she did defame Johnny Depp, and maybe even she falsified evidence against him.
All right, so again, for these Amber videos, we have to be very careful with what we say because the YouTube's algorithm is apparently going out of its way to push content down that mentions certain buzzwords with her case. So please enjoy as I try to dance around what actually happened, just in case YouTube gives us a strike. From the very beginning of Amber writing that op-ed about her encounter with Johnny, there have been people who doubted those claims. Everyone from Johnny Depp's former lovers, his friends, people he's worked with, but the one worth mentioning for this video in particular is TMZ. Way back in 2016, when Amber landed that $7 million divorce settlement, she vowed that it would all be used as a donation to a children's hospital, as well as the ACLU's domestic violence unit. However, as TMZ reported, more than 3 months after landing that deal, she had not donated a dime to any charities. Initially, when this donation became public as being part of that deal, Depp insisted that if that was what she wanted to do with the money, then he would be happy to donate it on her behalf. That way the money wouldn't be tied up and it could go directly to the charities. Depp even sent the first installment of the settlement, which was around $200,000 in equal shares to the Children's Hospital and the ACLU. Although this only enraged Amber, and so she refused to sign the final settlement, which only stalled the court process. Following this article, TMZ was heavily criticized for accusing Amber of withholding the money. Although fast forward to 2020, and we discover that hindsight truly is 2020. Johnny Depp has now issued subpoenas to gather all documents and communication between Miss Heard and the charity she intended on donating to. Depp's lawyers are having some serious doubts that she actually gave the money where the settlement had agreed upon. According to a new legal document obtained by The Blast, Johnny Depp filed the subpoenas in Virginia, asking for the court to force each organization to give up all information concerning Amber Heard. More specifically, they are in search of documents that refer, reflect, or relate to any donations made to the organization for her own benefit or theirs, dating as far back as January 1st, 2016, all the way to the present date. To quote Ms. Heard and her original statement when agreeing to the settlement, she said, "As described in the restraining order and divorce settlement, money played no role for me personally and never has, except to the extent that I could donate it to charity and in doing so hopefully help those less able to defend themselves." And it's so funny to me how people didn't really see this coming and just believed her right away. After getting this settlement, she also demanded that he pay her $50,000 a month because that's what her expenses were now each month. But yes, she never truly cared about the money, I guess. Now, to be fair, in 2018, it did appear that Amber was on the list of people that donated between $1 million to $5 million to the Ronald Burkle, AEG, and the American Cancer Society. Now, while that may seem like water under the bridge, Johnny Depp's attorneys are still a little suspicious. Adam Waldman told The Blast, Amber Heard claimed she donated millions of Johnny Depp's money to the ACLU, where Miss Heard's friend Elon Musk is coincidentally one of the top donors. Then ACLU not only posted Miss Heard's defamatory op-ed furthering her abuse hoax against Mr. Depp on their website, but ACLU worked with Heard on that op-ed. Then ACLU tried unsuccessfully and bizarrely to enter Mr. Depp's defamation case against Miss Heard. There is a trial of unanswered questions about the relationship between Amber Heard and the ACLU. With these subpoenas, we hope to get to the bottom of those questions. Depp's attorney is right to be suspicious. The ACLU just recently entered into a legal request to be involved with the case. They claim that they just want to assist the court by offering information, expertise, and insight into the case. You have to admit that it's a little suspect for them to want to work with her on this case. I mean, it doesn't seem good that she donated millions of Depp's money and then suddenly they want to help her win the case. Why? So that they can extort more money out of him and then have mysteriously another donation as part of the settlement? Something strange is definitely going on, and as more information comes to light, we'll be right here to spill the tea for you.
Amber Heard's legal team, including Roberta Kaplan, Julie Fink, Davida Brooke, and John Quinn, have quit right in the middle of their case. They asked the judge to approve them dropping out of the case and said that Amber Heard was supportive of the decision. Roberta Kaplan is a name you might have heard before. She is known for being associated with the Time's Up movement. She co-founded Time's Up Legal Defense Fund. For those who don't know what Time's Up is, it's a movement against sexual harassment in the workplace and was founded by celebrities in response to Harvey Weinstein and the Me Too movement. Time's Up has raised over $22 million for the Legal Defense Fund that supports lower-income women seeking justice for sexual harassment and assault in the workplace. Why then would such a prominent lawyer who has championed the Me Too movement and everything women go through quit in the middle of one of the biggest cases of her career, Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp? Well, the firm said, I quote, that the travel and logistics are becoming more costly in the light of the pandemic. But I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Hotels and airlines are practically begging people to take trips right now. Like, do you guys know it's like $40 to go to the Bahamas? It's not $40, but something like that. The point is, costs for travel are at an all-time low. So that's BS, man. That's friggin' BS. I'm calling it right now. Another reason why the team quit could have had something to do with where the lawsuit is taking place. Her team, fronted by Roberta Kaplan, is based in Los Angeles. The lawsuit is taking place in Virginia. It is not out of the ordinary for people to seek legal counsel from lawyers that are familiar with the laws of the state. Laws vary from state to state and sometimes drastically. Speaking about the decision, a spokesperson for Kaplan, Heckler, and Fink said, "We believe Amber and we believe in Amber. We have been proud to serve as Amber's counsel in the strange and unexpected circumstances of today's world. As travel and logistics have become more costly in light of the pandemic, we understand the decision to move the case to local Virginia-based trial counsel." Instead of Roberta Kaplan, Amber Heard is switching to a local Virginia firm and will be represented by Elaine Bredhoft. But Johnny Depp's lawyer, Adam Waldman, definitely had a bit of shade to throw. He said, "Ms. Heard's lawyers, one of whom co-founded the Time's Up Legal Defense Fund, have now apparently unhitched from Ms. Heard's long disproven frauds. We intend to discover why." I would like to remind you guys that a recent update Johnny Rogers did on the story, where Johnny Depp accused Amber Heard of keeping some of the money from her divorce settlement instead of donating it to a children's hospital. Amber Heard promised to donate her $7 million divorce settlement, but it was reported that Amber Heard only donated somewhere between $1 and $5 million to the children's hospital in 2017. Johnny Depp's legal team had questions about how much money Amber actually donated to charities and where the source of the money came from. The team has asked every organization to hand over documents and information associated with Amber Heard. So, all of this considering, could it be Amber Heard's legal team felt they could no longer represent her after finding all of these things out because of what they stand for? Well, that is not what the official story says, but one really has to wonder. Confidentiality agreements would not permit Amber Heard's lawyers to say anything bad to jeopardize the case, so even if they wanted to, they couldn't. Tell me why you think Amber Heard's lawyers quit down below in the comments. It's definitely sus though, guys. Like, the middle of the friggin' case, I don't know, man. That's just sus. This is sussy wussy. It seems like Cara Delevingne might be dragged into the legal battle between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. She is accused of hooking up with both Amber and Elon Musk at Johnny Depp's downtown LA penthouse in late 2016. Amber Heard filed for a divorce from Johnny. These accusations were made by a friend and former neighbor who asked Josh Drew, ex-husband of Amber Heard's best friend Raquel, to give a deposition. Here is what he said.
That the three of them, Amber Heard, Elon Musk, and Cara Delevingne, spent the night together.
Yes.
Amber Heard and Elon Musk dated for several years on and off, but Elon Musk always says that they only became romantically involved after she and Johnny broke up in May of 2016. But according to staff at Johnny's building, Elon Musk visited Amber Heard late at night while Johnny was away filming in 2015. They were also caught on camera together in the elevator of the building getting a little bit handsy. Not only that, but James Franco was also caught on camera in the exact same elevator with Amber Heard. Elon Musk and James Franco were also told to hand over any information about Amber Heard around the time of their May 2016 split. Johnny wants to know about what Amber told Elon about their big fight.
She swung for the fences, man.
As for Cara Delevingne or Delevingne, depending on who you're talking to, this actually isn't the first time she's been linked to Amber in the press. Back in 2016, a tabloid reported that Johnny Depp was driven insane because he thought that Amber had an affair with Cara. They were often photographed together out and about as well as partying, but the claim that they were having an affair was never backed up until now. Also obtained by the Daily Mail was a photo of a woman that looks like Cara riding in the private elevator to Johnny Depp's penthouse in late 2016.
She just swings for the fences,
It was
man,
taken on
right?
the same camera that caught Amber and Elon
Oh
on
my
camera, as well
God.
as James Franco. Unfortunately, the camera does not have a date or timestamps on
You
it, but
cannot
building staff have come
hold
forward
a
and say
dick
that
and
all
pussy at
three,
the same
Elon,
time.
Amber, and
And not be
Cara were all
caught.
there on the same day, the day before Thanksgiving in 2016. Concierge boss Trinity Corinne Esperanza said in 2016 in a deposition that she saw them go up and down in the elevator over and over again. She said Cara was going up and down, then Elon and Amber were going up and down. And she added that they were pressing the button over and over and couldn't figure out how to get back up, so they took the stairs. So what do these celebrities' reps have to say? Cara's rep didn't respond for a request to comment. Elon Musk reportedly denies everything, and Amber Heard's lawyers said that Johnny Depp's allegation of infidelity is frivolous and an attempt to silence their client. Johnny Depp has alleged before that Amber Heard falsified evidence that was used to get a restraining order against him. Well, it turns out that the head concierge at the building where Johnny Depp owns multiple units in LA, Trinity Esperanza, claimed in her legal deposition that she only saw hand marks on Amber Heard's neck 2 weeks after Johnny Depp allegedly threw a phone at her. Esperanza remembers the incident because Amber dropped her keys down the elevator chute, and that's when she saw. Esperanza also says that there was a bruise on Amber's cheek and 2 finger marks around her neck in June of that year, which was 2 weeks after the phone incident that took place on the 21st of May, meaning Johnny was not in the country when Amber Heard was injured. She also says that the bruise was on the left side of Amber's neck, while Amber claimed that she was injured on the right side of her face. Johnny Depp's lawyer, Adam Waldman, says that this deposition by Trinity Esperanza proves that it could not have been Johnny Depp that injured Amber Heard. Adam Waldman told The Mirror, "It turns out Amber Heard actually was damaged in June of 2016 with finger-shaped marks on her throat, bandaged arm, and a bruised left eye. The one person who did not do it is Johnny Depp, who had been on tour and out of the country for 2 weeks." This testimony could be crucial in the defamation case against Amber Heard and could mean a huge win for Johnny. But the question remains, Johnny didn't give Amber those bruises, then who did? In other related news to this case, Elon Musk has come forward to deny that Amber Heard cheated with him and Cara Delevingne. If you haven't seen our video on that, I will link it up at the top of the screen for you so you can get up to speed. But Elon Musk said again to Vanity Fair that he and Amber only started going out a month after the divorce filing.
Bullshit.
On the other hand, Johnny Depp's lawyer says that there is overwhelming testimony and other evidence that proves that Elon Musk was at the scene during Amber Heard's May 2016 abuse hoax fraud. In another statement, Elon Musk said that Johnny and Amber should just forget the whole thing. He said, "Regarding this lawsuit, I would recommend that everyone involved bury the hatchet and move on. Life is too short for such extended negativity. Nobody is going to say after it's all over that they wish the court battle had lasted longer." As much as I love Elon Musk and I think he's a brilliant guy, just kind of burying the hatchet is kind of convenient, especially for Amber. Amber didn't bury the hatchet when she wrote that op-ed about Johnny, which caused him to lose job opportunities and essentially painted him as a monster. Why should he bury the hatchet now just when it looks like Johnny actually has a fighting chance at clearing his name and reputation? If a hatchet is buried, Amber Heard shouldn't fight the legal battle. They should find a way to settle, because yes, it's really long and drawn out at this point. But if someone had gone and made those claims about me or someone that I love, I would do anything in my power to prove them wrong. Amber Heard's close friend Amanda de Cadenet says that she has changed her mind about Amber Heard and will not be coming to her defense. She said after she heard the audio tapes of Amber Heard and Johnny Depp fighting, she says she feels misled. This is a huge blow to Amber Heard because Amanda de Cadenet is a well-known Me Too activist as well as a women's rights activist, and she was supposed to testify against Johnny Depp. She revealed in a declaration she was appalled and shocked to hear how Amber was speaking to Johnny. And I think that's the same reaction most of us had when we heard the audio tapes of Amber and Johnny fighting. If you recall, Amber is heard admitting to throwing pots and pans and vases at Johnny Depp, and she also said that if Johnny told anyone about her behavior that no one would believe him. Definitely didn't sit right with a lot of people. I think that's why most people hate, like, especially that last thing, just a horrible thing to say to someone. And if you're an activist for women's rights and Me Too, hearing Amber berate Johnny the way that she did is not something that would inspire like confidence, because it's exactly what the Me Too movement is against. The Me Too movement isn't just about women, it's about all people. Can you really call yourself an activist if you support someone that admitted to being an instigator on tape? I would also like to remind us that Roberta Kaplan, Amber Heard's lawyer, quit. Roberta Kaplan was also a champion of the Me Too movement and Time's Up. So this is actually the second Me Too activist who has chosen not to support Amber Heard for one reason or another. But I should add that Roberta Kaplan's firm said in a statement that they believe Amber and are on her side, But the timing of all Amber's lawyers quitting at once for reasons like travel expenses, it's sus, to say the least. Pretty sus. Amber Heard and Amanda de Cadenet were very close. Amanda was one of the people that Amber Heard turned to after she and Johnny divorced in 2016. It's not clear if they're still friends or not, but I have a feeling that they might not be. Here is what Amanda said in her declaration that was obtained by the Daily Mail. I recently acknowledged that I will not be testifying in Johnny Depp's upcoming defamation case against The Sun. I also acknowledge that new facts have come to my attention which has changed my perspective on this matter. When the first audio tape was released and I heard Amber being verbally abused to Johnny, I was horrified. I texted Robbie Kaplan, Amber Heard's attorney, and let her know I needed to speak with her urgently. When we spoke, I told her I was appalled and shocked to hear how Amber was speaking to Johnny and that it was not okay with me. When I confronted Amber concerning the recording, she informed me that it was edited by Johnny's team. I had hoped Amber would take accountability for her behavior, but she did not. I have not spoken with Amber since this exchange and have come to the very painful realization that someone who I advocated for and believed so wholeheartedly was not entirely forthcoming with me. Cabernet added to her statement, I want to emphasize that I have no further personal knowledge of what happened between Johnny and Amber, and no knowledge of the truth of her accusations against him. I have made this statement in support of due process and upholding the truth. Well, you guys, there you have it. Tell me your thoughts on this one down in the comments. For now, I'm going to quickly wrap this one up with some comment features from my last video about Amber Heard, where I asked you guys if you think Amber and Johnny Depp should just bury the hatchet and move on. In the midst of her legal battle against The Sun, Amber took a trip to Istanbul, Turkey, and while she was there, she posted several photos at a mosque that a lot of people have a problem with. Now, I'm certainly not a Muslim, but I have traveled to Muslim countries. I have traveled to Istanbul, Turkey, and it is customary to cover your hair entirely, your neck, and your chest entirely when you're entering a sacred mosque, which is why Amber Heard is getting a ton of backlash online for her choice of outfit that she wore. Amber Heard shared a series of photos to social media that showed her hair poking out, her chest and neck showing. Other people criticized her for not wearing a bra, I guess, and only wearing a headscarf as a fashion accessory. Here were some responses on social media. Oh, she's so respectful, right? At a religious ground, showing off her breasts in a see-through blouse. She'll put a scarf over her head, but a bra? Nah. This picture sums up how fake and phony Amber Heard really is. A walking contradiction. Mosques are beautiful, yes, but they're not props for your Instagram selfies, especially if someone is praying in the background. You should delete those disrespectful pictures. As a Muslim, I can't describe how disgusted I am by this photo. Amber Heard literally entered our holy mosque with body cleavage, half of her hair out, and visible nipples. That is so disrespectful. It's really not that hard to cover your body, and this happens in my country. Amber Heard was not only wandering outside the mosque in such an inappropriate and disrespectful attire, but she entered the inside of the holy mosque as well, with Allah and Prophet's name on the wall. As a Muslim, I am disgusted and hurt by this vile behavior. Amber responded to the criticism in a tweet response to an article about her outfit. She tweeted, "Nope, apparently whoever paid for this to be written wasn't paid enough. I'll make it easier. Mosques are real places, so are museums and churches. So are headscarves where they sometimes are required in order to visit. Mystery solved." Seemed that Amber didn't really understand what this article was criticizing, which was her choice of outfit. Deflecting much again. Nobody said museums, churches, mosques, and headscarves are not real. They questioned your choice of outfit. Bras are real too. So is your lack of respect. But let's not ask too much from you, shall we? Now, to me, I'm kind of reading all this stuff. Obviously, this is something to do with different culture. It's something to do with religion. Amber Heard has said before that she's an atheist. Frankly, I don't really know if this is offensive or not. So
how can you get married if you're an atheist?
After Amber Heard was called
because you're supposed to be getting married under the eyes of God.
To a Turkish mosque, she has thrown a little shade in response. Following the highly publicized trial against the British publication The Sun in the UK, Amber Heard has been vacationing.
So would that make the marriage null and void?
Mosques in Istanbul and posted a photo of the outfit she wore, which exposed her bare chest, neck, and hair. It is customary to cover your hair entirely, your neck, and your chest entirely when you are entering a sacred mosque in a Muslim country, which is why Amber Heard got called out for what she chose to wear to the mosque. Not only that, but she was also criticized for not wearing a mask in public and also inside. It seems this week Amber has seen all the hate on social media, but she's decided to respond in not so many words, but a little shade throw via Instagram. She posted this photo to Instagram with the caption, "So much shade, so little time." Although Amber Heard is very clearly standing under a bunch of umbrellas, I do not think that was the shade she was referring to in her caption. She also has limited all the comments on her posts. In fact, Amber has limited the comments on all of her Instagram posts, but that hasn't stopped people from bashing her on Twitter. In other Amber Heard news, close to 500,000 people have now signed a petition to remove her from the cast of Aquaman 2. In contrast, a different petition supporting Amber Heard has only garnered about 6,000 signatures at the time of this writing. According to an International Business Times report, Warner Brothers is waiting for the outcome of the defamation trial between Johnny and Amber to decide if they are going to replace her in Aquaman 2. Rumor has it that several names of actresses have been put forward, including Emilia Clarke and Blake Lively, but sources who spoke to We Got This Covered, the same publication that reported that Ben Affleck would be returning to play Batman in The Flash, said Emily Blunt is being considered by Warner Brothers as a replacement if they need to get rid of Amber due to an unfavorable outcome of the trial and all the bad press. Given that Aquaman was the highest grossing movie ever for DC Comics, with Amber Heard playing the female lead, I can see why they would want to wait and see what happens. After all, there's always three sides to every story: Amber's side, Johnny's side, and the truth. Hopefully justice will be served and deliver a favorable outcome for Johnny, and I doubt Warner Brothers will allow her to reprise the role as Mara if the trial does not come out in her favor. But based on what happened during the libel case against The Sun, there were a bunch of not so favorable bombshells dropped about Johnny Depp. I expect the defamation lawsuit to be no different. For example, it was shared to the court that Johnny began using drugs at a young age, 11 years old, due to an unstable home life. Johnny accused Amber of encouraging him to relapse during their marriage. Johnny also lost $750 million after he failed to pay taxes, something that led to Amber getting physical. But at the end of the day, Amber actually violated an NDA when she went to the Washington Post and wrote an op-ed about her marriage to Johnny. Even though she didn't name him, everyone knew that it was about Johnny. The NDA forbade both Amber and Johnny from discussing their relationship publicly and was signed after the divorce completed. I guess we will all have to wait to see what happens to get a solid answer to the question, is Amber Heard going to be replaced in Aquaman 2? As of right now, Warner Brothers hasn't made any official announcement on who will be playing Mara. Considering how many action movies Emily Blunt has done, though, I think she'd be a really good choice. She's also a great actress, and she was the original choice for Black Widow. We are expected to know about the outcome of the libel case against The Sun, where Johnny is suing the publication for calling him a wife beater at some point this week. Amber Heard flew home to LA yesterday after her holiday in Turkey following the case, but she came home to a new lawsuit and is currently preparing with her legal team. This will mark the third lawsuit Johnny Depp is bringing toward Amber Heard. The defamation lawsuit for $50 million over the op-ed she wrote in the Washington Post, the libel case against The Sun, and now this third lawsuit we actually don't know too many details about just yet, only that Amber will be forced to give more evidence and testimony about their marriage. They will be in court for the next few years, and the suit will be in the multi-millions. A source close to Amber Heard said to the Daily Mail, following the rumors, another court hearing could be on the cards. A source close to Amber told the Mail, it seems that Johnny will stop at nothing to ruin her. No matter what the outcome of Depp's case against The Sun, Amber is preparing for round 2, but if Johnny wins his case against The Sun, then that's it. He will go and go. This could go on for years to come. It's clear that Johnny will keep bringing Amber to trial until he gets an ounce of his reputation back. Despite all the bad press, leaked audio recordings, Johnny's career still isn't gaining traction in the way that it used to, despite playing Whitney Butler in Black Mass. He didn't really appear in any other movies in 2019. Multiple news outlets, including We Got This Covered, have reported on rumors that Johnny Depp has asked his longtime friend Robert Downey Jr. to help him get a job, a part in the upcoming Sherlock Holmes 3. Robert's wife, Susan Downey, has been a producer on both Sherlock Holmes movies so far, as well as the third one, so it does seem like maybe he could try to pull a few strings. The interesting thing, though, is Warner Brothers owns the Sherlock Holmes films as well as Aquaman 2, ergo the film that Amber Heard is lead in. So who knows if they would actually go through with casting Johnny. According to a senior source at Warner Brothers, they do want him on board, but my guess is a lot of their choices are going to be dependent on the outcome of the libel case against The Sun, the defamation lawsuit as well, and now the third lawsuit we don't really know much about yet. I guess there is an entirely different matter that Johnny wants to take Amber to court over to present different evidence and testimony that doesn't have anything to do with the current two cases. Robert Downey Jr. is yet another actor whose career was almost left in shambles after a series of highly publicized drug-related arrests and time in rehab. This left Robert Downey Jr. uninsurable to all major studios. But as we all know by now, Robert Downey Jr. came back with a vengeance as Tony Stark in Iron Man, which became a huge hit and secured him a spot in the Marvel Cinematic Universe for years and multi-millions to come. Depp also wants to be a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and has expressed a desire to play Ghost Rider in an upcoming rumored reboot with Keanu Reeves playing the lead.
Now, thank you for the delay. Let's get right into to today's list, the top 5 times Amber Heard was caught lying. In at number 5, War on Terrier. Back in April of 2016, Amber Heard was involved in what the media dubbed the War on Terrier debacle. Her and Depp had to do this really awkward apology video because Amber had violated Australia's biosecurity codes by not declaring the Yorkshire Terriers that she brought into the country.
And Australians are just as unique, both warm and direct. When you disrespect Australian law, they will tell you from.
I am truly sorry that Pistol and Blue were not declared.
Then prosecutors dropped 2 more charges on Amber for illegally importing the terriers while Depp had been filming the 5th movie in the Pirates of the Caribbean series. The conviction on the illegal importation counts could have possibly sent her to prison for up to 10 years, and additionally, false documents can charge carriers a maximum penalty of a year in jail and a fine of more than 10,000 Australian dollars. However, Magistrate Bernadette Callahan only sentenced her to a 1-month good behavior bond, which means she will have to pay a $1,000 fine if she commits any further offenses in Australia. In number 4, illegal staff members. Amber Heard willfully lied again, except this time to U.S. immigration by telling them that her British personal assistant was just a friend and was not working unlawfully. Her former aide, Kate James, who was fired by the actress in February of 2015, alleged in a high court battle that Ms. Heard deliberately smuggled her dogs into Australia, which led to her being caught breaching quarantine rules and overall thinking that she was above the law. The claims were made in a witness statement by Ms. James, which was submitted to the High Court as part of Johnny Depp's libel action against the Sun newspaper. Not only that, but Heard had also asked Depp's former estate manager to lie under oath after she was charged with bringing her 2 dogs into Australia illegally. In number 3, doggy doo-doo. One of the most bizarre incidents to make its way into this case was the mystery about who left poop in Johnny Depp's bed. Heard had celebrated her 30th birthday party at the home that she shared with Depp, and then went to Coachella afterwards, which is what she was using as her excuse for why she could be implicated in that scenario. However, Amber sort of stuck her own foot in her mouth when she said that the housekeeper typically cleans up after her dogs whenever they happen to defecate in the house. So when the housekeeper was called for questioning, you would think she could substantiate that this was all just a big misunderstanding. Unfortunately for Amber, the housekeeper said that she has worked for Depp for more than 30 years and confirmed that she has never known either dog to defecate in the bed, adding that neither dog could even jump onto the bed if they wanted to. Plus, she told the courtroom that she handled a lot of dog poop in that time, and this one seemed to be human. Amber Heard, you nasty. In number 2, the busted lip. The initial reports that came out against Johnny Depp were that he slapped Amber, dragged her by her hair through their apartment, and then repeatedly punched her in the head. When asked in the courtroom what injuries she had sustained, Amber said that she had 2 black eyes, a broken nose, a broken rib, bruises all over her body, and that Depp had also busted her lip open. However, the problem with Amber's timeline is that when she alleged these events to have taken place, a video from that evening's festivities shows her on camera after the alleged fight and with no signs of bruising whatsoever, which led to Depp's defense team to accuse her of building this new set of lies that all of the abuse actually took place after everyone had left the home. So again, her story is just changing constantly. The other way that she was caught lying was when the lawyers cited her appearance on the Late Late Show with James Corden right after her allegations put Depp's abuse around this time. The clip was even played in the courtroom, and again, Heard had no visible bruises during the filming.
My face though is like I've got that you saw in the clip, like this beautiful 1920s, stage makeup on and like flower crowns and all this stuff.
Coming in at our number 1 spot, the police report. In April of last year, Johnny Depp had filed a defamation lawsuit against Amber for $50 million after she wrote an opinion piece for the Washington Post about the domestic abuse that she was suffering from being with him. As a result, Depp was fired from his role as Captain Jack Sparrow in the Pirates of the Caribbean, and his reputation was severely tarnished. However, Depp's lawyers received a bombshell of an audio confession where Heard actually admitted to abusing Johnny. Now the hashtag Justice for Johnny is continuously trending, with fans of his not only urging for her to not just be removed from the next Aquaman film, but face criminal charges as well. And this case is actually sort of similar to the Jussie Smollett case, and just like Jussie, Heard should also be in jail for making a false police report that Depp had abused her.
The internet's been buzzing with rumors that Amber Heard has been replaced in the film Aquaman 2. There were rumors that Blake Lively, Emilia Clarke, and Emily Blunt's names were all on the table to replace her, according to anonymous sources. Don't we all love an anonymous source or two? There's also a Change.org petition to remove Amber Heard from Aquaman 2. That petition has reached close to 500,000 signatures. But Warner Brothers has been extremely silent on the topic. They haven't released any official statements about Aquaman or the fate of the role of Mera, but there are for sure things happening behind the scenes to combat the bad publicity created by Johnny Depp's defamation lawsuit against Amber. Fans have noticed that Amber Heard has been removed from all the covers of Aquaman DVDs and Blu-ray discs. As you probably saw in our thumbnail, here's a screenshot of the new Aquaman movies available for purchase. Jason Momoa as Aquaman on the cover, and there's a screenshot of the old cover. You see the difference? New cover is seriously lacking one thing, and that one thing is Amber Heard as Mera. Does this mean they're gonna recast the role? I don't know. Maybe it could mean that because of time constraints, they're gonna write out the character altogether, or maybe they just don't want her to be on the cover anymore. Now, it is my personal opinion that Warner Brothers did this because they're fully aware of how Amber Heard is being perceived by the public. Based on evidence that has been shared with the public thus far, and how many people want Amber Heard removed from
I wonder if I
Aquaman,
have the
489,000 signatures the last time I checked. This is for sure a sign that they're trying to
Probably
distance
do.
themselves from her. Does this mean that they have dropped her? Amber Heard confirmed that she would be returning as Mera in Aquaman 2 after Johnny Depp requested a postponement of the suit from January 2021 to spring-summer 2021. According to Deadline, Amber Heard only agreed to Johnny's proposed delay if it didn't entail any prejudice to her, adding that she's still expected to be shooting Aquaman 2. Now, of course, this could change. As I said in other videos on this channel, it's likely that all filming will be based on the unfolding pandemic. If there's a huge second or third wave, filming will be suspended. There's also the defamation lawsuit that has to be considered. Maybe the timing will work out. Maybe it won't. But unfortunately, recasting a main role in a franchise is not as easy as one might think. There are contracts involved, scheduling conflicts. Just because the public wants to see Emilia Clarke and Jason Momoa together again, that doesn't mean Emilia is right for the role of Mera, or that their schedule would even allow it. There's also the thought that if the defamation lawsuit comes out in Amber's favor, maybe Warner Brothers could face a wrongful termination lawsuit from Amber if they fired her. It really depends on the trial, and frankly, none of us really know for sure what's going to happen until the trial takes place, which looks like it might be a long time from now. If Amber does return as Mera, I feel like her part might be significantly smaller. Again, that's just my opinion. There's lots of ways to deal with this. Only time will tell what will happen to Mera.
So this defamation case of Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard has been carrying on for some time now. There's always new details surfacing about the two of them, but now Amber is getting impatient since Johnny has been pushing back their trial dates for a while. Just recently, Johnny has successfully been able to push their trial date back until next May, but Amber just is not having it. Amber isn't backing down from this fight, though some say that Johnny is only dodging the trial to draw it out and wear Amber down before going into the fight. Amber has already filed a $100 million countersuit against Johnny and is now looking for a Virginia judge to force Depp into sitting down with Amber's lawyers for a deposition. Johnny has been notorious for skipping out on deposition days, even when notified many months in advance. Apparently, Johnny is making himself unavailable for the trial and other legal meetings until after filming wraps for the next Fantastic Beasts films, which isn't set to finish until February 2021 or later. It's said that Johnny is relying on word from the studio, prohibiting him from leaving the UK until filming wraps. The lawyers are claiming that though he's saying that he must stay in the UK, he's been traveling around Europe for different events and occasions, and each of those travel times require quarantining periods upon his return. His requirement to self-isolate constantly is delaying production further and therefore prolonging his stay to film the movie. There are arguments being made that if Johnny can travel through Europe and quarantine after each trip, he should be more than capable to travel to the US where there's no requirement to quarantine before his deposition meeting. Amber is trying to get the case dismissed since action has yet to have been taken, but she hasn't been successful. Amber's legal team is trying to get Johnny to come in for deposition towards the end of October, as this time frame has already been determined as available for the defendant. The trial being pushed back until May is causing a lot of stress for Amber, since the dates that have now been set may conflict with Amber's filming schedule for the next Aquaman sequel. Right now, legal teams are trying to settle this dispute and get both parties into position for deposition and other legal meetings, but right now, things are really messy, though I'm sure we will no doubt see more information as time goes on. No offense to Johnny, but it really seems like he's trying his best to dodge this trial at every turn. He's dragging it out, maybe just to spite Amber since it might end up conflicting with her own filming schedule, but I don't know. All I know is that this is going to be dragged out for a long time.
Back in mid-July of 2020, a recording was played in a high court that was meant to discredit Johnny Depp's legal team. Amber Heard had secretly recorded her friend that was making claims about Depp's lawyer and accusing him of pressuring her for a critical statement about the actress. The friend's name is Laura Devenir, and in her own words, she described Depp's lawyer as the biggest of the sun. Laura ended up making a declaration in relation to separate libel proceedings that Johnny Depp is pursuing against Amber Heard in the US. There was a text message exchange between Depp's lawyer, Mr. Waldman, being sent to Laura, and the message was sent on June 22nd, 2019, and reads, I wanted to talk to you specifically because I heard from Johnny and others that you are a nice person, and more importantly, I have you all over the surveillance video immediately after the May 21st faked abuse claims, have witness testimony about you, and possess other written and testimonial evidence of your constant interactions with Amber and acting on her behalf after she claimed to be beaten, but before she filed for a domestic violence restraining order and Johnny had already left the country. You were with her immediately prior to and immediately after she created this hoax. You also know she left Johnny for Mr. Elon Musk, and when that first happened, and that Ms. Heard destroyed this man's reputation for her own selfish gains. The messages from Wallman continue with him asking her to speak with him off the record so that they could use any eyewitness accounts she wanted to provide. However, he then slightly threatens her through intimidation by saying, or would you rather side with the hoax? Not really legal behavior coming from a lawyer, but hey, it's been a messy situation through and through. In the audio recording released by Amber, her friend Laura says that Depp's attorney had threatened her if she didn't get back to him, later adding that she received a text from him at 3 in the morning calling her a liar and saying that she was part of Amber's conspiratorial group, which is where she added the line of calling him the biggest asshole under the sun. Now, Amber Heard is doing everything in her power to take legal action against Johnny Depp's own lawyers. As for Laura Backups findings, she tweeted about the legal action and said, Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard informal discovery conference for October 20th. This request relates to the second of 2 subpoenas recently issued by Amber Laura Heard to Twitter regarding Adam Waldman's IP addresses, and which includes 200 plus account screen names. For those of you who don't know, an informal discovery conference is an informal meeting with the judge to resolve a discovery dispute. Discovery disputes arise where a party either refuses to provide proper answers to discovery requests, or where the parties have a legitimate disagreement about what should be provided. Now, to help make sense of this, Amber is literally claiming that every single person who has spoken out against her has been part of some big conspiracy paid for by Johnny Depp's legal counsel, which is the most hilarious and ridiculous claim ever made. One user commented on the news and said, is she suggesting that we're all Adam Waldman? And if you think that we're crazy for inferring this from what she said, allow me to read you her counterclaim, where she literally suggests that we are all a large group of inauthentic accounts controlled by one mastermind. The document reads, to accomplish this task, he individually and through his representatives and agents in Virginia has created, coordinated, controlled, and or manipulated social media accounts created specifically for the purpose of targeting Ms. Heard, computer-controlled social media accounts and or groups of inauthentic accounts controlled by a single agent to amplify content misleadingly. These accounts exhibit behavior which includes but is not limited to the following. They have high tweet-to-retweet ratios in numbers implausible for authentic human users. They are created, attack Ms. Heard, then are set to inactive to avoid suspension. They utilize common language, patterns, and timing indicating broad coordination. They often offer little or no personal information, suggesting computer controlled or a single individual controlling more than one account at a time, and often many more. And they republicize the content of one another at rates and consistencies that belie authentic human control. Well, I'm just going to take that as a compliment. I get it. We put out so much content that it seems like not one human being could do it, because it takes more than one human being to do it. But you're right. We do put out content at an unbelievable rate. We aren't inauthentic actors paid for by Johnny Depp's legal team. I honestly can't tell why she's still trying to fight this thing, but it's about to get really interesting, even if they find one instance of Depp's legal team creating a fake account to trash Amber Heard. And as always, we will keep our ears and eyes locked onto the story as it develops and give you those sweet updates right here on IO. In our last major lawsuit update for Amber Heard, I mentioned that she was making absurd claims that Johnny Depp's lawyer Adam Waldman had been creating fake Twitter accounts. A subpoena was then given to Mr. Waldman asking for information on upwards of 200 social media accounts, along with various IP addresses that Ms. Heard believed Adam was using to ruin her reputation. That has been the narrative coming from Amber's side for the last little bit, and it is definitely not a strong defense. As I said previously, though, even if they find that Adam used one fake account to trash Amber, the house of cards will come falling down. That would completely substantiate all these wild claims, so I sincerely hope that Depp's legal team has been, kind of on the straight and narrow. However, even more bizarre details have emerged about Amber Heard and her own meddling on social media. Several Twitter users have now alleged that Amber Heard has put their names on a list of stalkers compiled by the actress herself. This claim comes after Johnny Depp defenders accused Amber of stalking social media accounts that supported Mr. Depp. This has been really evident as well, but now she is just being called out for it. Let's backtrack a bit though.
Let's call out Amber for
being the one stalking Johnny Depp and his fans, rather than the reversal story that we've been hearing from her. In July, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard appeared before a courtroom in London for the case against the British tabloid that called Depp a wife beater. Heard then presented evidence against Mr. Depp at London's High Court and accused him of years of of physical and verbal abuse. In response, former long-term partners of Johnny Depp told the court that Amber's allegations were untrue and that Johnny had never been violent with them, nor did they believe Amber's accusations. Following her testimony, Amber seemingly went off on a vacation to Istanbul, but while she was gone, a story was published by the Daily Mail that stated Amber Heard had hired a private investigator to dig up dirt on Depp. Wow, that was a bit of a tongue twister, but I got through it. A fan of Johnny Depp then commented on that report and said, "Amber, we will never be silenced. We stand with victims of domestic violence. Do you understand that what you did was wrong? You abused a man and then lied about it. We won't forget what you have done. Johnny Depp and other victims deserve justice." And if you'll recall, nothing showed up in that investigation. In fact, all the private investigator found was how much Johnny Depp's friends, families, and colleagues disliked Amber Heard. So it's been proven that Amber will go as far as hiring a private investigator to dig up dirt, so I wouldn't put it past her to be stalking Johnny Depp fan accounts in her spare time. If she is keeping a list of names, that's extra weird, especially considering that these are just regular people who are simply fans of the man that she was trying to discredit. However, in Amber's mind, they are all part of some grand conspiracy to ruin her. The whole thing is ridiculously ironic. Her story of Depp has been labeled as a conspiracy already, and now she's trying to accuse Johnny of the same thing? That is how you know you have found someone with a guilty conscience. A really good comparison to what Amber just did here is cheating in a relationship, let's say. If one partner suddenly gets jealous and starts being paranoid that their significant other is cheating, chances are that person has already cheated or has considered it. To free themselves from this guilt, they will then project that uncomfortable feeling onto the other person. And it seems like everything Amber has been accusing Depp of as of late are things that she herself has already been guilty of. The real problem isn't Adam Waldman making fake accounts, it's the disparity in followers between Amber and Johnny. Amber Heard has 3.9 million followers on Instagram, while Johnny Depp, who just joined the platform, already has 7.1 million. That is a tremendous difference in fan support, and clearly Johnny Depp fans are just much more active online. Either way, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard will come face to face in court again come May of next year. Filming for Aquaman 2 is also slated to resume in February, and no word on whether or not Amber will be involved has officially been confirmed. With that though, let's check out some of your comments from the video titled "Utah Hiker Explains How He Survived a Cougar Attack." Michelle Carter says, "I love news like this that doesn't have celebrities." Like, I love news like that too. I'm doing my best to slowly shift us into more news stories like what Kyle went through in that story. And it would be much more fun to do follow-ups with real people like this one. Not saying that Amber Heard isn't a real person, but it hasn't been proven otherwise. Fidelio says that Utah hiker has achieved legendary status all by himself. As for me, I'd have easily become Cougar Lunch. Also, PSA, no actual Utah hikers were harmed during the filming of this video. Yeah, that Utah hiker has definitely achieved a legendary status, and I don't think I would have been as brave as this dude was. He surprisingly stayed very calm, which is uber important in those tense situations. Looney Spoony says, "My fear response is freeze, so my ass would have been cat chow." His amazing response was to reason with the cat, "Hey man, I really don't want to die today. My husband's farm took in a lion that someone tried to raise in an apartment, and they are immensely powerful animals. He's a lucky man. Don't worry, my ass would have been cat chow too." And no way did someone try to raise a lion in their apartment. That is literally wild. Stephanie Wayman says, alternate title, "Man Goes for a Walk with Local Stray Cat." I love this, Stephanie. We should hire you to do all of our alternate titles. This is too funny. Number 2, vacuum salesman of Marrakesh says, "I'm more scared of Mormons than mountain lions." First of all, I love your username. Creativity like that to stand out is always something I'm looking for when I look at comment features, and Mormons are sweet people, dude. I'm more scared of a white dude that owns a karate school in a strip mall. And that has been today's trending news story. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to the most amazing team behind the scenes for all of their hard work. If you enjoyed this video, then please show us some love here by tapping that like and subscribe button. Plus, don't forget to leave us a comment down below with your thoughts on today's story. And for more videos like this one, all you gotta do is tap that playlist when it pops up. From Inform Overload, my name is Johnny Rogers, and until next time, stay classy. Oh, everyone on this channel burps. Yeah. I've noticed, everyone. I hope that...
I mean, oh man, she's something else. She's something else. She really is.